Berkeley, California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
Thank you, Michael Eaves. Phenomenal job down there at Eastlake. Congratulations to Minwoo Lee, sitting at 8 under, still in the lead. Yesterday, buried a beautiful putt to get to 8 under, as the entire world said is Minwoo Lee's time right now. Today, Cam Young, 7 under on the day. Currently sitting at 7 under in second place. It looks like this weekend in Atlanta is about to be an absolute showcase of great golf as we aim to get through these FedEx Cup playoffs and wait 2028's match play. 16 down to 30, or 32 down to 16, down to 1. Golf is great. Football's alive. Preseason games were last night. FCS games were last night. Woo! We are 100% in the greatest season of the year. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just me that gets a chance to chit-chat every single day about the greatest thing on earth, which is sports. It's also the Toxic Table here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. And down at Eastlake, boys, there's certainly some spectacular things happening. But here in the Thunderdome, for the next 2 hours here on ESPN, and then whatever linger happens afterwards, we're going to celebrate the hell out of all of sports. Foxy, I believe the right thing to do here is let's start this Feel Good Friday off right, baby.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Feel Good Friday, August 28th, 2026, this sports program begins now. Football! He is the greatest, and last night we had some high-flying preseason football action. We'll get to the highlights from that. We also had some FCS upsets and updates about who might run wild down there at FCS. Obviously, week 0 kicks off tomorrow in Ireland as North Carolina takes on TCU. We'll be joined by Michael McQuaid of Pro Football Ireland to wrap up today's Feel Good Friday. We also have Peter Schrager stopping by. I believe JJ White will be joining us in the second hour. We'll be joined by Mark Schlaba, who's live down in Atlanta, obviously the SEC guy. Excited to hear his thoughts on the Texas judge who has now got involved in the SEC, saying that they are going to suspend coaches and fine institutions if there's any professional players playing in any sports in this Southeastern Conference. After Petiti from the Big Ten said the exact same thing. Then a Texas judge says, that's cute. We'd like to call Greg Sankey to actually testify on this entire thing and the SEC and let them know that they don't supersede what we rule upon here at local state judge and courthouses and such. So that is for a bunch of softball players, I believe, and I believe there's an SMU football player on there as well. Where's he trying to play football at if he was to get back from the Cowboys? I mean, that's a question to be determined. But I think this is going to get really loud, and we've been talking about how loud it is. We hate that this is the conversation heading into the season, but just know it's not the only convo. Obviously, next Saturday down there in the Buzzsaw at Baton Rouge, College Game Day will kick off its season, and we cannot wait to get started on the road. We can't wait to come see you, can't wait to come hang out and see and showcase the hell out of your colleges. But this whole TRO, state court judge, conferences ruling thing has a much bigger ripple effect. The NCAA has gotten to the point where they don't do anything because they will get sued and lose. So they try not to even waste their time. Hey, we need a ruling from somebody. Why isn't the NCAA doing that? I thought that's what they're supposed to do. Well, the NCAA was making rulings on these types of things, especially now in the NIL era. And every time they would make a ruling, the person would sue because you're taking money out of my pocket. I'm an employer. There's some labor laws here. There's a lot of this type of stuff, eligibility stuff. So they would sue the NCAA. They would end up in a court. The NCAA would lose. So then it would happen again, and then it would happen again, and it would happen again. Then we had Charlie Baker, president of the NCAA, come into this studio. Sit right there. Yep. And we go, hey, why don't you do it? He goes, we get sued for everything we do, and we lose. So we have no power, which goes to the Protect College Sports Act, which was supposed to go through D.C. before they all went on recess over there. And obviously, we hope they play monkey bars, the swing,
Red Rover.
And what was that thing that goes in a circle? You kind of
the merry-go-round.
There's no way they're going on a merry-go-round.
Nah, you get sick.
And there's no way they're seesawing either, because I see some of them. Boom.
Yep.
That would be. So we hope they're enjoying their recess. Obviously, we know they got to get back to their constituents, but powering and empowering the NCAA was a huge part of that, so they could kind of regulate what's happening. Instead, that goes to recess. Hopefully, it'll get passed through the Senate. Then it's got to go through the House. I mean, that's going to be forever, allegedly. But the conferences seemingly said, you know what? We'll be the ones that do the regulations here. If the NCAA can't do it because they get sued, the conferences can at least say, you're not allowed to do that in our conference. Started with Texas Tech in the Big 12 with the Sorsby case. The Big 12, all of their presidents, all their commissioners outside of Texas Tech came out and said, if you do this, we're going to punish you. We might kick you off our schedule, might even show games. You might get forfeited. Inevitably, Texas Tech and Sorsby both backed off and were like, all right, you guys can, we won't do it. So we're like, okay, maybe that's the conference kind of taking over. Petiti comes in this situation from the Big Ten and says, nobody that has ever been a professional player is allowed to play in college. Signed, sealed, delivered. That needs to be said. Sankey follows suit. Suit then happens in Texas that says you're not allowed to do that, which is exactly what happened to the NCAA. Mm-hmm. So are these conferences about to experience the same thing that the NCAA experienced whenever they try to regulate and put some rules in? We're all going to find out in the next 7 days.
Yep.
College sports are doing just fine.
Yes,
absolutely
no problem.
chaotic. The Talks the Table at Boss Connor and Ty Schmidt. Ty, it's obviously crazy that we have to talk about this, but last night with the FCS games, a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
Then we watch the preseason games, huge plays. Mm-hmm. We are very much in football season, so all this court injunction shenanigans and everything like that. Always going to surround a little bit of college sports, I think, as we go forward and what it is. But the sport of football, I think, is about to have potentially its biggest and
best season yet.
Everybody we see play football looks good at football right now.
Yeah, and I think, I kind of came to the realization last night because I think Mike Elko said it. He was like, we're just excited to get the season started. He was like, but it is crazy that we are a week out and we don't know who's eligible to play and who isn't. So obviously the first weekend, it's going to be a big talking point, but it is. Like last night, you're not thinking about that. Everything kind of just dissipates and you're watching, even if it's FCS, you're watching these upsets and you kind of just like, none of that shit matters. It doesn't matter. So next weekend we will talk about it a lot because we still don't know what's going to happen ultimately with it. But once we really start settling into the actual season and we get to watch the games, like it will be nice that this isn't just going to be a topic of conversation week in and week out. At least I don't think it will be.
Feels like it's going to get handled, and it feels like these guys are going to play and girls are going to play. I think there's some softball players that are looking to play. I think there's some other things that are looking to happen. Don't fan for free. That sounds like they're telling you to spend money to be a fan of a team, but we do think it's pretty stupid. But we will say the concept that they're actually doing, awesome.
Unbelievable.
So we are DoorDash users. DoorDash will never be able to be a partner of this particular program enough to give back the amount of money that we all spend on DoorDash.
No.
DoorDash has just completely changed how we operate every single day. We're very lucky that we get to do it because obviously there are fees on top of it, but DoorDash has made everything you could possibly want available to you. And it is game changer. I almost wonder, like, how were the pizza delivery people and Chinese delivery people really the only delivery people back in the day? Especially whenever you get some new underwear delivered about an hour before you got to go do something, or socks, or maybe a bottle of something, or your groceries, or how about the best steakhouse? Like, just what they obviously do. It's like a little tag team partner. And every single year they try to up themselves, okay? And every single year they try to say, hey, on game days, on Saturdays, you watch the games, okay? We'll take care of everything else. Don't fan for free. I think if you look at it, you immediately say, I do what I'm not paying to be a fan. We think it's pretty dumb. But if you are to scan that QR code and learn about what they're actually doing, you can win a house.
What?
A house?
Yeah, you shop, okay.
For free?
Yeah, you DoorDash on game days, on Saturdays.
Okay.
You will earn points. Classic. Points then get you into a chance in a running to win. I think they got a Dodge Charger Hellcat that's coming out that you can give away. They got
Really?
a house. They got money to go towards a house. They got free groceries for a year. Without all this type of stuff, I believe college kids get Dash Pass for the entire season
That's
if they
awesome.
hop in there, which is awesome. Yeah, so
Great.
it's like DoorDash is obviously a phenomenal company that we use every single day. Okay, and every once in a while you will have a situation where like
Road's closed.
Yeah, roads closed. You maybe have wrong address, up in the top.
Yeah.
So there's like those types of things. But we've kind of grown through that. DoorDash is a spectacular app in my life and in our life. We love them. We think the don't fan for free thing is very stupid to just project, especially with they're giving away a house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you obviously got to qualify. You got to shop there. You got to all those things.
That should be the tagline, though. DoorDash, we're giving away a house.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dash
Yeah,
Pass for college
kind of the
That
thought.
is- That's the big.
That's why free Dash Pass, college students. If you got to prove that you're a college student somehow,
Right.
I assume it's some ID or
College
something,
email.
email or something like that. You get free Dash Pass for the entire season.
Yeah.
Okay, that could go right there. Right? Could that not go right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we're giving away a house if you earn enough points on Saturdays, game days, whenever you shop. That could go right there, right? How about a Dodge Charger Hellcat?
Yes,
How about
please.
free groceries for a year?
That's a big deal, too.
That's so many things that you could put on this right here. Okay, I think you could. But don't fan for free. Actually, try to win with it.
Okay. I won't
think
fan for
is-
free.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like, fanning is like a job. It's not a job.
No.
I mean, it's kind
Most
of
people have been fans their entire lives.
it's a way of life.
Some teams.
But I'm not way of life and free anymore.
No.
Okay, I'm ordering my wings medium. Okay, all drums if possible. Would like them crispy, and yes, ranch
Definitely
over blue
crispy.
cheese. It's America. If you like blue cheese, you do what you got to do. My American mouth just likes ranch dressing much better. Put it on everything. Now I'm redeeming points to potentially win a house. Somebody should put that on the LREP.
Is it a cool house?
I think it's money towards a house. So I think you actually get to.
That's even better.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of money towards a house that you get to pick.
Cool.
We shout out DoorDash, join us for another season.
Shout out.
Let's go, DoorDash.
Thank you.
Hey, don't fan for free.
I
Never.
won't.
Not anymore.
Try to win. Be a fan, try to win.
On Saturdays.
So like get paid.
On Saturdays.
Man, all right, cool.
but you're not actually. You could get, because you're not definitely going to. You just have a chance to potentially, which is still awesome that they're giving things away. We love people that give things away.
That's right.
You know who gave some away yesterday?
What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a college football national champion. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's a Ryder Cup winner. And yesterday, off air, you guys told me, he said he's going to give away $10,000 to one of our fans.
He said he was going to give $10,000 to everyone in the office too.
Okay.
Yeah, too. That was first. He said that first.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incredibly hospitable AJ Hawk.
Baby Pogo.
So there's obviously 13, 14, 15 people in a Thunderdome, so you do some quick math. That's over 100-some thousand. 10,000 to a fan, too, because they are also a member, kind of represent. It's a good day to be AJ Hawk. We appreciate you doing that, AJ.
Oh, yeah. It's always good to get, have you pledge money in my behalf, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I love it.
It does
The boys piling on. You say it's a $10,000 to a fan. The boys said each one got promised $10,000 from me. Hey, can't get it if you don't try, right? You might as well ask.
Try what? We said.
You said that.
I wasn't here. They told me you said that.
Show me the recording, and then I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Well, I would never record you.
You didn't give consent. Yeah.
I just watched.
You're right.
I watched a Drewski video about this. Okay, I just want to let
Which
you know.
one? He's got a lot of good ones.
I just very recently watched one about this entire situation. We'll talk about that later. AJ, obviously, we were hard cut from golf coverage, which is obviously very sophisticated, and you drop right in a Thunderdome where we're talking about you giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is so cool. Joining us now is a man that's down there at Eastlake, down there in Atlanta, a guy who obviously covers SEC football, obviously covers golf. I believe he is the most accomplished writer on ESPN.com, if you were to look at just strictly numbers and actual production. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a damn good dog. I didn't know if he was going to actually show up here today or not because he's so busy working his ass off. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Schlabel.
Yeah, Mark.
Big clap for yourself. I like that. Mark, how you doing?
That was the crowd behind me. I'm good. If you could get DoorDash to refund my money, Pat, I guess the cool thing for the kids now is to call DoorDash and find out how much you've spent in your lifetime. My 17-year-old son was dumb enough to tell me what he spent, and I almost sold his truck.
It's nice to know that DoorDash has lost one particular customer down there in Georgia. DoorDash, you get everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can hang out in there because it will say, hey, you know what? Maybe you're thinking about this. It's like, I didn't even know that was an option right now. Am I getting Thai food? Let me learn about Thai food. Oh, they got a little... Is this grass, some sort of lemongrass? Oh, it's a fun, I don't know if they're going to give you any money, but you could, if you use DoorDash on Saturday, on game days this year coming up, you could potentially win some points that can qualify you to maybe win a fucking house, Schlabel. Okay? So good for you and good for your boy.
I want the Dodge Hellcat. I think we definitely need another one in Athens, Georgia.
Good call.
Schlabel's hot. Okay, let's stay in Georgia. Let's stay in Georgia. Let's talk about the golf. Minwoo Lee takes lead yesterday, has it. Cam goes crazy today to get to 7 under. There might have been an update since we have gone live. What have you noticed about this weekend, and how do you kind of see it going the rest of the way?
Yeah, Cam was 7 under after 11. He just bogeyed 12, so certainly on record round alert. He shot even par yesterday. He got some rain yesterday morning, which softened it up, which, Minwoo Lee was able to get to 8. Scotty got to 5. But, he's about the only dude that's really gone nuts so far, Cam. Scotty tees off here in a little bit, but
No.
And he's gone.
No.
Oh, no. What
We
happened?
lost.
The dogs
In, like,
took
the
him
media,
out.
was that like the media center, or where was it?
He looked like he was out on a little patio right outside. He looked beautiful. Yeah, I thought maybe he was at a house.
Kirby heard that joke. Think that's funny, Mark?
Oh, Hellcat, huh? How about you go to Hell?
Watch this.
Cat, pal. Speaking of Hellcats, there's a real lion walking around Indiana.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Is it still loose?
Yeah, they're not going to catch this thing either. I got bad news for the society. I don't know if Indiana, now I got massive respect for the parks and recreational people here.
Sure. Yeah.
Also the people that patrol the lakes, the DNR.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got great boats. We got 5 of them across the back. We're going crazy. I got massive respect for everybody. We don't really have a lot of predators around here in Indiana. I don't know how they're going to fit. I think you got to get one of them big nets. Yeah, I think you gotta get one of them. There are some predators in the history, I guess, depending upon how you look at the word predator. I'm talking about jungle cats and such.
Sure.
These,
That's on me. That's on me.
Yeah, animals, which
again, I don't know.
One of the biggest in the history, but nonetheless, I don't know if we got enough nets to potentially.
Well, who took this picture? Why did they not trank this thing?
So this would be a hunting camera, if I had to guess. Probably out there with any motion to get a good shot on it. And normally would be on field potentially. Could be for them checking their field, or could be strictly for hunting. Who knows what they're trying to pull there. But yeah, we got a harness on. So been around humans before. We just got to hope that they like. And a little baby in tow. And I think they're going to be able to do whatever they want in Indiana. I don't know if we got anything that's going to be able to stop them. Now, you got a lot of Indiana folks that do have guns and stuff that could potentially want to kill this. But I think this thing's up in a tree with the baby. Nobody knows it exists, comes down, kills any animal it wants. Okay, this is dropping an actual something in a hen house. What is the
wolf?
Yeah. Wolf. This is a wolf in a hen house. I don't know how we stop this, but I don't know what it would have to fornicate with for this to be a long-term problem. But I do think that this is certainly going to be something we're going to have to monitor.
Yeah, isn't this
maybe? I don't know what animal we have here in Indiana. I genuinely, maybe a horse. I don't know. We got a lion.
Make some cool new hybrid we don't have yet. That'd be cool.
The liger is a real problem, right? We've seen one of them.
Yeah, horse lion would be sweet. Isn't this what Adam Vinatieri's been training for his whole entire life, basically? Like, why isn't Adam Vinatieri just walking around right now with his bow and arrow?
He might be.
I'd feel bad because it has a baby. So let's just trank it. If it wasn't walking around with a baby, kill it. Sure.
Okay, that baby, though, could certainly get your dog.
Oh, I don't care.
And my dog.
That's fine. Take my dog.
What?
Joining us now is a damn good dog back from Atlanta, obviously monitoring the golf tourney and college sports as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Schlauble.
Yeah, Schlauble.
Sorry, Pat. That was my attorney, Jackie Childs, calling, trying to get another year at Norcross High School.
Okay, you can't do it. We've heard the judges, though, do kind of carry a heavy gavel, as they say down there in South. We'll get into that. Cam, 6 under after getting a bogey there on 12. You said record alert. Can you give us any other updates from the golf course and what you project for the next couple of days before we dive into judges in Louisiana, Texas, Kentucky, and many others?
Yeah, Sam Burns is 2 under as well. Yeah, like I said, they got rain early Thursday, pretty good downpour, about 1/3 of an inch. The rough's juice, it's sticky. You keep it in the fairway, I think you're going to be pretty good. Minwoo hit 16 out of 18 greens yesterday and gained about 3.5 strokes putting. That's not his normal strength, but look, he's a guy that was coming off 2 really bad finishes in St. Louis last week and Memphis the week before that. He said he was even going through guys' bags, looking at their clubs to try to figure out how to fix his swing, and ended up going with some heavier shafts and to slow his swing down, and he found it yesterday. But, Scotty, hands back to normal, no hand, foot, and mouth disease, no blisters. He's able to grip a club, and he's ripping it right now. I mean, he was really good with the irons yesterday, too. I think he's second in the field in strokes gained on approach. So if he keeps it in the fairway, he ran into a couple problems yesterday and got out of it with pars. But if he keeps it in the fairway, I think he's going to be tough to beat.
How come you guys don't have to tell us over there in the golf media world that he's got blisters all over his body and he's suffering from hand, foot, and mouth out there? He can't even grip a golf club. While I'm saying Scotty came on the show every day, he's going to figure it out. Turns out he was never going to figure it out last week. Couldn't even grip a club. So how come I don't got to know that? Do you guys have rules about that?
That's a really good question, and somebody actually asked me that this week. Brian Rolap, the new CEO you guys had on earlier the week, I think, and his team, a lot of NFL guys, they're wondering, do we need to be more transparent about injuries? Because if I bet $1,000 on Scotty last week, I'd have been pissed to not know about it. But, illness is one thing, injuries are another.
Yeah, you're looking at a guy, Schlauble. Yeah, you're looking at a guy that did exactly that. Yeah, so thank you for describing my feelings. But the NHL does, upper body, lower body. They don't really have
specifics.
There are professional sports that don't have super duper niche, we need to know everything type injury reporting. But that one felt like we should have probably heard about it. At least hey, you don't know what Scotty's going through right now because he's not playing the best golf. You want bogey to start that entire thing. It's that would have been a nice piece of information, I think, for the world to have while it's happening, let alone gambling on it, just in general. That's not a real thing in the PGA yet?
Nah, they're independent contractors. There's no union. They're pretty private people. But yeah, I think if you're going to get in bed with gambling sites and have PGA Tour bet or whatever it is, it's something I think they got to take a hard look at.
I like you old.
I don't gamble.
Yeah, I was about to say, I like you old saying, if you're going to get in bed with gambling, it's like it's 2026, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not getting in bed with it. This is happening. It has been happening. Maybe not. How many Italians, where you're from? Where are you from originally, down there in Georgia?
I'm from Indiana.
Oh, so
no Italians.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So
the Fazoli's.
I completely understand.
The Mennonites up there in Napa.
Okay, they're running books too, I bet.
Yeah, they are.
You could probably get a little action in there. But I think, just the understanding that gambling is a part of world, I do think it should enhance the things we learn from leagues. I think they should want to be, good. And I assume Roll-Up will want to do that. Now, Roll-Up was on because they were talking about something brand new. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Mark, he was talking about the new playoff coming in 2028, which goes from 32 to 16 in match play. Have you had a chance to get the vibe from the top 30 there this week on what they think about it and if they're happy about it?
I think most guys are. I talked to Keith Mitchell on Monday. Go Dog. He was on the future competition committee and was kind of the brainchild of the postseason, according to people I talked to. He said when they first brought it up a couple of years ago, the golfers were like, hell no. You're not determining our season-long earnings and our FedEx Cup bonuses on a match play where, I could lose to, I don't want to name anybody. Who's a bad, y'all give me a bad golfer.
Michael Block.
Yep.
Michael Block. Yeah, lose to Michael Block.
What is
It's a
that?
13-hole match.
What?
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler falls to Michael Blocky and, doesn't get his $2 million he's owed. So once they determined they were going to split it up with a final 72-hole stroke play tournament to determine the season-long champion and the final points list and then go to match play, guys came on board with it. Something Scotty brought up earlier in the week, it's going to be different or a little weird to have that first tournament, that 32-player, group play, 8 4-man groups, kind of like World Cup, and not have a winner. That's different for golf. But, the World Cup does it. The big thing to me is they got to get it to Cyprus. They got to get it to Sleepy Hollow in New York. They got to get it to LA Country Club. It's got to be at iconic courses they don't get to very often or haven't been. A tournament on the West Coast and prime time on the East Coast and then come back to the East Coast. Get it out of Atlanta. Get it out of Memphis. Get the swamp-ass tournaments out of here. It's too hot. People have moved on to college football down here. So I think, I hate it for Atlanta. I hate it for Eastlake because they've done a great job revitalizing this area of Atlanta. And, Bobby Jones played here and walked the grounds and everything. But it's too dang hot.
Yeah, I can imagine. In Memphis, they were talking about 104 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
111 heat index on Sunday.
Jeez. We're going to find out who's who there. We're going to find out who's who there. My take on all the Europeans just that don't live in Florida just naturally by the heat, if we do remember what the World Cup was. So they're going to have to celebrate just everybody that punches a ticket to the next week, right? That's what it's going to have to be. The 8 groups of 4 you're talking about, they're just going to have to, that's going to have to be a big celebration like they punched their ticket as opposed to a big build-up for a finale. Hopefully they're able to get to that. Now, let's get off of golf. Who's going to win this weekend?
TCU or the golf?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you said we're getting off college football.
Well, last thing, I need you because you might throw like a deep hit here where you might be able to get some more money.
Scotty, I'll go on a limb, Scotty.
Okay, here's him on the tee box right now, actually, Scotty.
Oh, perfect, guys.
Yeah, good job there, Schlaball. He's wearing a Hunter green today. It's right to the right of Schlaball. Now, technically, he could be anywhere, and to his right could be Scotty, so that tells us nothing. Scotty,
he's under that tree.
That could be him over there. Scotty Scheffler looks fantastic. Can we get a little audio? It's beautiful. I'll tell you what, sounds like he likes it.
Kept his feet in place.
Wake up!
We don't know what's on the other side there. Right? We don't know if the fairway's kind of bouncing around. We don't really know much about it.
It might be position A.
Yeah, he'll be good. I assume he's right where he wants to be.
Dude.
I assume Scotty Scheffler did exactly what he wanted to do right there because Scotty's about to win this whole damn thing. That's who Schlaball thinks. That's who I think. Here, let's go catch up with Adam Scott for birdie here. He's 4 under. Par 4, 514, 6'11"
Playing some of the best golf of his life at late 40s.
How do you feel about the long putter? I know that was kind of a topic of discussion over the last few years. He's still using the hockey stick, but he's not anchoring, which I think is a big discussion piece, right, Schlaball?
if you don't anchor it. I mean, speaking of anchoring, did y'all realize Tuesday was Patrick Reed Day and nobody celebrated? He's back on the PGA Tour.
Wow.
Off the DP.
Congratulations to Patrick Reed. And I know you have obviously stuck very close to the live news. Turns out they're probably no longer living, as you used to call them, the barely living tour. You felt really good about that. I remember.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're on life support. Tyrrell Hatton over in England or Europe this week said he thought they would play next year, and they're looking at Live 2.0. But I don't know if there are contingencies on this term sheet that they've signed. Is that main investor? You got to go find another $250 million. To John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau have to sign up for me to give you my money? Do you have to get a television contract that doesn't involve Fox Business on the weekends? I mean, there's just too many questions for me.
A lot of questions, and I'm sure Schlabach is going to get to the bottom of it. He'll write up for ESPN.com, an absolute monster and a beast. A lot of things getting typed up right now are involving courts and injunctions and who's eligible, who's not eligible. Obviously, Ty and most of us hate that this is even a conversation going into a college football season that we expect to be the biggest and best
season yet.
As our Irish friend Michael McQuaid has said over there at Pro Football Ireland. What are your thoughts on where we're at right now? And why is it always Lane Kiffin, you think?
I mean, do we know it's Lane Kiffin? I mean, it could just be a coincidence that the courts in Baton Rouge and the two of the players are former Ole Miss guys. I mean, we just start accusing Lane?
No. So Lane's name has certainly been used, and LSU football team might be the only football team that takes advantage of this injunction that was in Baton Rouge. But if you listen to Lane, where he was like, it's not just us, there are others. Now there's a Texas judge that calls Sankey out by name in this entire thing. Like, how do you think this goes? And this is just status quo for the SEC to be this chaotic about everything all the time?
I remember I walked past Greg Sankey at SEC Media Days in Tampa, and I complained about Lane being so boring in his opening monologue when he addressed the whole media. And Greg Sankey told me that's the Lane I enjoy. He can't be happy with this version of Lane. I'm surprised he's going to die. He's going to die on this hill before he's even coached a game at LSU. For a backup tight end, he's got one of the best tight ends in the league. And, Harris is a good player, but he's not a great player. So it tells me I got a buddy who's a huge LSU fan. We've been going back and forth all week. I said, it tells me two things. He doesn't think he has a team good enough to beat Ole Miss in Oxford, or B, he just wants to stick it to Ole Miss one more time.
Yeah, well, there's been injunctions that have certainly helped Ole Miss that are seemingly being followed by local judges, but not down there at LSU. Wow. So that's the entire angle they're going. We'll be there next Saturday, Buzzsaw Baton Rouge, hosting Clemson and Dabo Sweeney. AJ has a question for you, Mark.
Schlabach, what do you think of the Texas Longhorns this year? We know Sark, they talk about how talented their roster may be. And I absolutely agree with that. Do you think they're going to find a way to get over the hump, I guess, and take that next step with Sark?
Yeah, I think I had them fifth in my preseason rankings. I had Ohio State number one, so you're welcome for that curse.
Smart.
9-3. But no, I mean, look, they went all in. They went out and got Cam Coleman, probably the best player in the portal, who was an absolute monster at Auburn with me throwing to him the last couple of years. They went out and got Hollywood Smothers from NC State, good running back. Rakeem Brown out of Arizona State as well. So two really good backs. They got to get better on the offensive line. Sark couldn't beat Georgia, so he went and hired Will Muschamp to toughen up his defense a little bit. Talking to him, he felt they were a little bit thin at linebacker. They kicked the kid off the team last year. That game, what is it, week 2 Ohio State? I think we're going to learn a lot about them. I'm with you. I got to see it before I believe it with Sark. Because he didn't win it. He didn't win any titles at USC. Didn't win any at Washington. Hasn't won one yet at Texas. But they're loaded. And I'm a believer in Arch. The way he played at the end of last year.
All right, Schlabach, we'll see you down the road. We appreciate you. We got to get to a conversation with Chris Sale. He had a big night last night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mark Schlabach. Absolute stud. Speaking of that, we got a chance to catch up with the legend this morning, fresh out of an emotional full-game shutout of the Los Angeles Dodgers in front of his family, where he hit 100 miles an hour for the first time in 8 years. We saw the clips. Let's hear from the man. Cheers. Dude, thank you for joining us fresh out of last night. That's huge.
Absolutely, man. No, thanks for having me on. I told my boys that I was going on your show, and they were like, sick.
Well, I want to let you know, I think I saw one of those reactions, actually. I don't know if you've seen the video. I hope you have. Your boy finding out you're going out there for the 9th inning is like one of the most emotional moments I've seen now that I'm dad, you know, like now that I have a 3-year-old and a baby boy. It's like the thought of that moment for him is like so huge. I couldn't even imagine how excited you get whenever you see the video back. But let's talk about last night a little bit. You're old as shit, dude. You are old as hell. You are 37, dude. You're not supposed to be doing full game shutouts and then hitting 100 last night for the first time in like 8 years or whatever. Can you just tell me about the emotions of last night and maybe why it was such a special night? And did you know going into the night that it was going to be like that?
I mean, I wish I could tell you I knew it was going to be like that, but you know, anytime you're facing a team like that, you know, you just try to put your best foot forward, right? Like, you know, it's going to be a dogfight. You know, it's not going to come easy. You know, with the family stuff, it's fun just because, like, I'm glad I don't see that stuff until after the game because, I mean, that's so special. Like, I mean, just look at that. I mean, how can you not get just fired up for that? It's cool, though. I feel like, you know, all 3 of my sons, my oldest son last year, went viral when I made that diving play against the Mets. My youngest son, who's 6, was, you know, on the big screen going crazy at the home run derby this year, and then that's my 9-year-old right there, my middle son, just, you know, losing his mind, and then, you know, being able to share that moment with my family afterwards was awesome. So. You know, but just trying to keep up with these young bucks, you know, I mean, shoot, it seems like everyone's throwing 100 now, so, you know, I'm just trying to keep up with them.
Yeah, you throw hard as shit, you know, and you know, obviously the graphic says 10-time All-Star. You want to Cy Young, you're a World Series champ, 37 years old. We've seen you play baseball for a long time in huge moments. Always been a super competitive guy, which I think goes to, like, the modern stats and analytics, which you talked about your 9-year-old there going crazy when you were going out for the 9th inning. It's like your style, you're like the last of a dying breed, just like throwing your ass off, like literally just throwing as hard as you possibly can. When did you find out you hit 100 last night? Does that happen in real time? And is that just literally adrenaline and like just being a competitor in that moment, having that happen? And how do you feel today? How's everything feel today after that?
I've actually already played catch today. My 3 boys were in the backyard playing catch, so I went to go make that first throw, and I was kind of like, I made it, and I was like, all right, we're good.
Way to go.
It's like waking up in the morning. You like kind of open one eye a little bit slow, and then you open the other one. You kind of look around. No, but everything was good. But just in that moment, you know, I was lucky to be around some very competitive guys in my career, especially early on. And you know, you only get one shot at being a professional baseball player. Like there's no going back and redoing this. So, you know, you got to leave it all on the field. You know, if you're not putting your best foot forward, you know it's time to go home. Honestly, that's how I feel. You know, I got a coaching staff, a training staff, a front office, a fan base, and most importantly, my teammates that are all putting everything they have into it. So, you know, as a starting pitcher, I'm out there once a week, basically. You know, so I feel like more so than anybody, I have to leave it out there, you know, anytime I take the ball. So, you know, again, like I said, you're facing, you know, the best team in the league in the Dodgers. They've won back-to-back World Series championships. We got a sweep on the line, and we're at home in front of our fans. You know, once that adrenaline gets going, you know, it's a pretty powerful thing. So yeah. You get to a couple moments and you're like, it's either me or him, and we're gonna find out right here, right now.
Yeah, and I'm thankful that it was you because like history's happening right in front of our eyes here, especially for me as a 39-year-old. You know, and I couldn't even fathom you today. That is awesome to think about, especially after all the conversations last night about you going over 100, doing a full game, the amount of pitches that is, with all the analytics probably telling you not to do that, like that's happening. Waking up today with that ball, you know, because I've had a couple days, it's vastly different than a pitcher because the amount of times you pitch, but like kicking, punting or something after like a long day. Next day, like wake up and my entire shit is just sore. It's like, okay, this is just going to be a tough day today. You just going with the lads. All right, let's see how this thing goes today. Okay, we are back.
We're rolling.
Yeah, we are. Well,
and I get to go do it all again at the field.
Well, thank you for doing that for us old dudes, but also for the good of sport last night. That was spectacular. Ty has a question for you, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, it's weird because I'm getting to the age now. Like, I've watched you your entire career, and it doesn't seem like you're actually 37 now. Like, shit, I remember watching you in the Northwoods League when you were on the lacrosse loggers playing the Waterloo Bucks. But it's really cool to see what you're doing. Still, I mean, you're still obviously one of the best pitchers in the bigs. But we noticed we were at the All-Star game this year, and like the reverence, you talk about the young guys, the reverence that all those guys have for you and how they wanted, they were telling us they wanted to get into the clubhouse early to kind of just sit around and like share a game with you and kind of pick your brain and stuff like that. Have you noticed that as you've gotten older that like you want to give game to these young guys and you're noticing that like you are kind of one of the elder statesmen, in the bigs right now, and you're obviously still performing at as high of a level as you have, your entire career?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's kind of the cool part about this game is we all compete against each other, right? Like there's 30 teams, there's 26 guys on each team. And when we're in between the lines, it's business, right? But there is this certain like brotherhood, this certain umbrella that is over all of us. And, I just think back when I was a kid, and I remember, at my first All-Star game, walking in there, and I was in the corner with pitchers like Justin Verlander and CeCe Sabathia, Jared Weaver, there's Fernando Rodney was there. And I just remember just being like, man, like these are guys that I kind of grew up watching. And now I'm in the same locker room and just sitting there, chopping it up, talking baseball. I think that's a very important aspect of the game that shouldn't be lost. Just little things that, get passed down from generation to generation. I'm doing things that I learned from the guys before me. And I hope, maybe if there's something that I do or something that I say or a way I do something, someone, it resonates with somebody and they can use it and then they pass it on. That's a cool thing. Like AJ Pierzynski was at the game last night, and he was my first catcher in the big leagues. And he was like, "Man, I'm just glad you made it quick." And I said, and that's something I learned from Mark Burley, and I'm hoping, maybe in 10 years from now, there's a guy that learns that from me, but I learned it from him. And then you got 30 or 40 years down the line, and Mark Burley's still, a name getting thrown around because of, something I did, that's something he taught me, and something, someone taught him before. So this game it can be special that way. And, again, like I said, it's a certain brotherhood that you just try to kind of keep connected. But once those lights flick on, it's go time.
Yeah, and we love the competitive edge that is happening 162 times. For a seat. I don't know how you guys do it. I love it. I love that you do it, okay? But I don't know. You guys are on tour, dude. Like, it is just like you guys are on tour for like 5 months, and I respect and appreciate the hell out of you have to take care of your body and everything like that. I ran into Mr. Toll. Peyton Toll yesterday for the Red Sox. He told me, I asked him what he was weighing at the time because he's a monster. He, just like you, monster of a man. I go like, what are the dims right now? And he's like, 6'2", 75-ish, and he goes, I got a velo pouch right here, And I just started laughing. I'm like, a velo pouch would be something that baseball people would actually, like, you talk about passing it down. It's like, that is a hilarious excuse, I assume, for some bad body pitchers. Like, hey, this is what it has been. We've had this. Quarterbacks are the same in the NFL. Very rarely are they super jacked. Just monster men keep the fluid going. So I do think like everybody that looks up to you that we talk to at the All-Star game does talk about you in high regard. I think that's cool that you should know that. You're watching your kids go crazy for you. You also need to know the rest of the league looks at you in the same regard. I wonder if that's internationally. Now, you talked about at some point it's either me or you up there. The person that was you last night is certainly a topic of discussion. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Chris, was it a coincidence that the 100 miles an hour was against Shohei? Or was it like when those type of guys, and Shohei being the guy for the last few years, is it a little more juice, a little more adrenaline when those guys step to the plate? Is that impossible to do, or is it just another guy when you step up there, or when they step up there?
Yeah, well, I dare you to go throw a get-me-over fastball to Shohei. He probably hit that thing to the freaking Comcast building. So yeah, I mean, I think the game will dictate and tell you when it's time to kind of bear down and kind of dig in a little bit. And I think, given the circumstances when you have a generational guy like he is, because I mean, let's face it, I mean he's kind of the gold standard right now of what it is to be just an ultimate baseball player, right? I mean, he's doing things no one's ever seen. And, you get in those situations and it's a tight game. Again, you talk about atmosphere and adrenaline. Adrenaline is dictated by moments and energy in the crowd. And so, if you got 3,000 fans there that aren't really paying attention to the game, the adrenaline's not going to be the same as when, like a night like last night, you got a packed house, our fans are going crazy. You can feel that. You might not like see it or hear it or like notice it, but there's a certain feeling. I mean, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but it's there's certain times in games where you got to kind of step up.
The shit's palpable, like we say that, like, hey, the tension is palpable or the energy is palpable in here. I think that's what you're referring to. And anybody that's been in the arena with everybody kind of generating their energy towards you, there is levels to that shit. Like they're actually
100%.
And you talked about like Shohei's doing things that we've never seen before. Stats are telling us what you did last night we've never seen before either. I'm not a baseball historian, but I think what you did last night, they're saying nobody else in MLB history has achieved all these feats in their entire career. Same game or not. Shutout 1-0 win. Shutout versus back-to-back defending champs. Shutout with 3 former MVPs in the opposing lineup. Shutout against reigning World Series MVP as opposing starting pitcher.
Yep.
And obviously 10-plus strikeouts, 0 walked batters, and you win one. So what you did last night, nobody's doing either, pal. Let's just make sure we remember
they like
that.
to cherry pick those. With the sun setting at a certain time, south of the Mason-Dixon line on a 46 humidity and elevation here and there. So I do appreciate it. I do love the history of the game, but you can get down a rabbit hole chasing numbers sometimes.
Yeah, but they can paint those numbers against you too. So when they're doing it for you, let's go ahead and enjoy the hell out of those days. Okay, let's enjoy the hell.
I've definitely had them not in my favor, so I definitely I do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, as you should. We appreciate it as well. Okay, last question for you, Chris. Obviously, baseball culture and community. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Chris. First and foremost, as a Red Sox fan, I got to say, you are an absolute legend. It's an honor to talk to you, and also the interview you gave at the All-Star game crushed a lot of Red Sox fans because it sounded like you wanted to stay in Boston forever, and they ended up shipping you out of town. So I apologize for them doing that to you, but it worked out. It's pretty cool. You're still crushing it. Still wish you were with the Sox, but it is what it is. When it comes to baseball, we all know, Pat mentioned 162 games. You're in the clubhouse a lot. You're hanging out with the guys. We tried to find the story about Guitar Hero regarding you, but allegedly maybe that didn't happen as far as you loving Guitar Hero.
You just gave a weird face. Okay, is Guitar Hero a real story or not?
What do you mean?
Okay, so it's
okay,
not.
so no.
So I mean, I crushed it in college. Absolutely crushed Guitar Hero Rock Band in college. But I don't know if I've picked up a Guitar Hero guitar in probably since college, to be honest with you.
Okay, all right. So it wasn't you.
So it wasn't you, but good news, it is coming back.
Well, what was the story? What do we got?
A pitcher of some sort missed games because of carpal tunnel in their hand from playing too much Guitar Hero. There was a chance in the Thunderdome. Obviously, this is not coming from my brain, but there are baseball people that are like, we think Chris Sale was like a beast at
like
guitar.
An expert Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that is how it came together. But obviously it was not you.
It was not you. But
as much as I was injured, it's not a crazy thing to think. I was 2 ribs diving for a baseball, and I had freaking 47 injuries for the last 6 years. So that you can just throw that one on top.
No, we don't want to do that. No. Journalism. That was not you, but we do think it did happen to somebody. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, and with the clubhouse activity, since it's coming back out, maybe you bring that out next year. I don't know, just something to think about. But when it comes to the clubhouse, what is kind of the go-to, hangout move? Are you guys playing cards? What are you guys up to in there? And what does it take for those clubhouses to really come together and go on those historic runs like you hope to do with Atlanta?
Yeah, so I'll start with the games first. We have a big, like the Buck Hunter in there. Nice. We have Golden Tee that gets used quite a bit. Chess is actually a big one. We got a handful of guys that like it's competitive too. I'm not even joking. If you've ever seen, 4 or 5 people stacked around a table just watching chess.
You guys got a timer and everything? We got a timer, do the whole thing, or is this just?
No, not that official.
Okay. Who's good? Who's the best chess player?
Highest elo.
Oh boy, I would say.
Don't put on the spot. Multiple people. Who are playing?
Yeah, I was going to say there's a handful of guys that are pretty good. I think Dahn and Holmesy are probably up there for the two top notches if I had to guess.
Okay. What about Buck Hunter? That's your game?
Dominoes is another big one.
Buck Hunter's your game? You're pretty good at Buck Hunter? You feel pretty good about that?
No, dude. Austin Riley can wipe the floor blindfolded. I'm pretty sure him and I see Lane in there grinding a lot too. So I think they're the ones that are nasty on that.
And Golden
I'm
Tee?
too old, man. I got too much stuff I got to do today. I can't be playing games.
Yeah, I gotta rehab this entire thing. How about
I gotta go sit in a cold tub or put a stem on my arm or something. I gotta
Yeah, get better.
Got too much stuff going on.
How about the Golden Tee? Because there's a lot of cheats to the Golden Tee, obviously. I had one in my house for a while. That could tell you how big of an adult I was for a while. But, you can really cheat that gimmick in game. Are they doing that, or is this fair and square Golden Tee? We're trying to hit actual shots.
So as far as I know, it's pretty fair and square. That one got used a little bit more in previous years. Jesse Chavez is, lights out on that thing. Him and AJ Minter used to have a daily round of golf on that thing, and then Mint left, and then Chavi left last year. So it still gets used a little bit. But
sounds like you got to retire the Golden Tee. You got to move that over to bowling, because that same thing you could go to bowling on there as well. Mine was at least able to
on the Golden Tee.
Yeah, you could just change the plug-in in the back. You got bowling happening there. That's good one. Less cheatable. The Golden Tee.
We'll get our IT guy on that.
Yeah, it's just a plug into the back, because it's just a screen, and then the entire thing, you get it. But you plug that thing in the back. Golden Tee, you see, and then 3 that thing off the drive, and you're hitting like 400 yards. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're playing against people that know what that is,
if you know, you know.
It is a vastly different game. Like if I was to show up at a Golden Tee thing at this stage of life and just playing against some random drunk at a bar, it's like he goes off first.
He's hitting 7-iron. You're going driver around the thing.
Yeah, exactly. So you do know what it is. Okay. I'm happy to hear that. Obviously, you guys are baseball players looking for any sort of edge. If it's in there, you got to do what you got to do. But that can go to bowling. Tell me about dominoes. Obviously, Bones is a big game, I assume, amongst the Latin community. They do a lot of dominoes, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Bob Suarez is our top guy with dominoes. We get with it's right in the middle of the clubhouse, and it generally gets going right after BP. Some guys, once they get all their work done, they sit down and start slamming some dominoes down, and it can get pretty rowdy, man. They play on the bus too, or on the plane. Cards and stuff like that go down, but we got a good squad, man. We have a lot of fun. We have a little putting challenge we have at the end of every game for player of the game. We got some stakes on it, and it's like I said, this is as good a group as I've ever been with, and we're all pulling from each other. When it's going good, it's the best, and when it's going bad, it's not that bad. And I think that's a sign of a really good team that just trusts each other. We have faith in our ability. We have faith in each other. We trust each other. We have an unbelievable staff. There's no panic. And I think that is one of the most important things of having a successful year, is not trying to do too much when it's going, when it's not going your way. And again, these guys work their butts off every day. We got a lot of guys playing every day, leaving it all out there. So like I said, that makes it easy for me to go out there on my once a week and put everything I got on the line for those guys.
Yeah, I couldn't help but imagine that the clubhouse is juiced up. A senior citizen threw a full game shutout last night.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Easy now.
That's unbelievable. What you did was awesome. It was spectacular. We got to catch it like in real time because we were traveling. So like literally we caught it. I rode the wave with you last night, and the way your 9-year-old looked whenever you came out for that 9th inning, I think we're all like, hell yes. This is old school baseball right here. Like this guy.
He was feeling the energy too.
Yeah, as he should. Yeah, he might have had a little bit of, a little bit of an adrenaline dump after that game. I assume we slept very hard last night at late night at the Sale House. But thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your contribution to sport too, man. A lot of your life you've had to dedicate to being better at sport and being an athlete for all of us and your teammates and your family. You obviously get paid well, but I'm just saying thank you for your commitment to sport, brother. Good luck the rest of the way.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
What do I need to do to get more velo? Let's say I used to throw 98, 99, 100 all the time.
100 regularly.
All the time.
Regularly.
All the time I used to throw. I actually stand like this kind of, and I have a big Pittsburgh Pirates P on my head. And I used to throw 100 all the time. I mean, it was just kind of thing. And then out of nowhere, just kind of didn't.
96.
And then it became like a talking point for a long time about me not being able to hit whatever. And then out of nowhere in San Diego on like a Tuesday, all of a sudden 100 is back. Talk about Paul Skeens, not me, even though it could be confused with me. I did do that.
I was picking up what you were throwing down.
Okay, I didn't know, because you could have thought that I maybe did have a little fucking gas in the tank. But
hey, I've seen you on a football field. That athleticism is. So I wasn't gonna count it out.
I can't throw a strike though. I tried. I actually can't do it.
Hey, you can throw a pass though, which is probably more impressive.
Thank you, very kind of you. But that's like in an area. I can't get a baseball through the strike zone. I try with Kurt.
Hey, I'm not trying to hit a moving target. You had to hit a moving target. Think about it.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm better than Chris Sale. So let's go back. Let's go back to what I was saying. Do you in the pitching community reach out to Paul? Do you watch this happen? Has anything like that ever happened to you where you lose velo for some reason and maybe you don't know why and everybody's trying to tell you why or what's going on from outside looking in who doesn't really know you? How much are you paying attention to that type of shit? And is that normal or common for you pitchers to have maybe a little bit of something going on?
For sure. And let's be honest. If it was anybody other than Paul Skeens or Mizorowski, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. I mean, Paul's got one of the biggest lights on him of any baseball player and maybe even, athlete in sports. And those things happen, again, you're talking about a grind of a season. He's really in his second full season as a starting pitcher. I remember my first full year as a starter in 2012, man, it was a grind to get to the end. And, it's one of those things, it's weird how it's tough to do, but once you do it, it becomes a little bit easier to repeat. And I got to be honest, I laugh at the people that are worried about Paul Skeens, and I envy their unawareness to sport. just to be that oh, this guy's done, or whatever. He's never gonna do, whatever it is the talking heads are saying. He's freaking Paul Skeens, man. And let's not forget 97.
No. Not
that bad. Not that bad.
Are you guys? Hold on. Do you watch Dahn, or do they tell you in Paul when he threw 100 finally for first time, long time? Did he know in real time that happened? You throw 100 for first time, long time. Do you know that in real time? Do you look at the gun? Do they tell you coming out? Did you know it was probably going to be that? How do you find out?
I'll peek up there every once in a while. I'll be honest. My slider's the one I look up the most at because a lot of times if I'm overthrowing it, it won't really kind of do what I need it to do. So if I kind of start getting over 83 miles an hour, it's all right, I'm kind of overcooking this thing. But yeah, I mean, it again, it's with all the cameras, with all the media, with all the technology, with everything we have now, it's every pitch gets analyzed and, even potentially overanalyzed. So
no,
I'll let the rest of the world worry about Paul because I'm not worried about him at all.
So you agree it was D-Rose fault?
Yeah, it was Team USA World Baseball Classic. DeRosa. This is D-Rose fault. That's what we've been banging that drum
leave
since.
D-Rose alone.
I know. He's the man. We love him, but that is why we've just been blaming him for everything. Roman Anthony gets sent on assignment. D-Rose.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, Paul Skeens.
Y'all are ruthless.
We got to talk every day, okay? And
I'm glad you were nice to me, but y'all are ruthless.
No. We're kind. We're kind.
Yeah.
D-Row, though, this guy, uncut with what he's done to every. Okay, all right. We appreciate you.
I'm going to be sitting out there in a start. If I hit 94 in my next start, I'll be like, oh, man, they're going to be killing me in the next one.
Was that the last time we saw Chris Sale really have it?
Shouldn't have done.
Throw me in the used toy bin. I'm done.
You're the man. You were great last night, and I can't wait to watch you finish this entire season out with the lads, who seemingly are very tight. Good luck out there. We appreciate you, dude. Tell the kids and family we said hello as well.
Will do. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
That's Chris Sale, ladies and gentlemen. And he was phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, so we sent the request in, and we said 5-10 minutes, just kind of want to hit, like, the family and the night. Obviously, that was awesome to watch as a sports fan. And just him coming in being so chill was awesome. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate you. Thank you. Baseball has been having a lot of moments for us. Yeah. On the other side, we got J.J. Watt, Schrager, McQuaid, A.J. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life.
Rest in peace to the greatest dog of all time, Valor.
Wake up in the morning, smoking coffee, no cream. Scroll the feed, see some tweets or some crazy ass scenes. Trying to get to some money with our Powerball dreams. Cause when bills start stacking, we all feel the heat. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ink Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some can-who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. We all got problems and bullshit that we go. System missing the mark, leaving us doing the most. From the burbs to the country, all the way to the hood. We can all get along and motherfucker we should. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ink Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some can-who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Different paths, similar scars. Avoid bullshit, it's so hard. So raise your smoke, whatever's your drink. We're more alike than we think. Forget the labels and the hate, they divide and conquer. We're all on the same rock together, we should wander. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some can-who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some can-who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Feel Good Friday, August 28, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now.
Football!
It's the greatest. That's AJ Hawk right there. And I'll tell you what, AJ, I didn't know that. Did you see Patriot AJ Hawk in the photo?
Oh, boy, did I.
Have you seen this? The Talks with Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tony's here. Fresh out of a convo that we had earlier with Chris Sale. Getting a chance to listen to that back. He was awesome.
Yeah. Best.
What a moment. What a night. And I can't wait to follow the Atlanta Braves as they continue. They could win it all, right?
Yes, they could.
Okay. That's my team. I'm going with the Atlanta Braves.
Their fourth best record.
Fourth best record in all of sport right now? Okay, what are their odds right now to win it all?
Better question.
There it is.
Boom, it's right here. They are currently sitting at plus 1,200. I like that they're playing all these games in the locker room. That was a great question by Con Man. Now, granted, Connor was hoping that would go to a Guitar Hero convo.
Big time.
Because Connor's really good at Guitar Hero from our understanding, and it is coming back on
December 10th under the name Stage Tour.
Okay, I can't wait to watch you get back in there because I know how much you love that game.
So pumped.
Since the beginning of meeting Con Man, there's always been like, anytime like, hey, he's really good at Guitar Hero. Like at his wedding, there's multiple people that are like, have you seen him? It's like always been an abnormal thing about Connor. People have been like, hey, abnormally good at Guitar Hero. But it's not just you, I'm finding out now. He actually married somebody who's also very good at
my wife's nasty at Guitar Hero, too. Yeah,
she's a bit of an axe man as well.
Yeah, bit of an axe woman, if you will.
Yeah, so like, I think Connor, just from my understanding of knowing him for now, I don't know how many years, 8, 9, whatever the years has been, him getting Guitar Hero in there with Chris Sale, I'm sorry you kind of lost the wind in your sails there because that was going to be a full Guitar Hero conversation with Chris Sale, I think. But hearing how close the boys are, like that was huge for me. And I assume baseball you have to be because how much you're around each other. But him saying like this group is one of the best I've ever been around, winning a World Series before, I assume that's a massive piece of it. That was big for me. So I like the Braves. I know it's not like going out on a limb, which is where, you know, all the fruit is, you know, this entire thing. But I liked what I heard out of Chris Sale, and I don't think I expected that at all, AJ.
Yeah, like he said, when it's good, it's really, really good, and when it's bad, it's really not that bad. That's a great thing, because imagine the roller coaster of a season the Major League Baseball is. 162 games. There's going to be ups and downs, and a lot of times we know bad teams, when things are bad, that's when they turn on each other and start pointing fingers. It sounds like that is not the case for the Braves.
So Gumpy and I were stuck in New York City yesterday, okay?
Okay.
Actually stuck.
Tough weather. A lot of FCS games got canceled. A couple of them.
Yeah, so Northeast, I guess weather was crazy yesterday in the entire Northeast. So where we were flying out of, grounded indefinitely was the term. They said around this time could potentially be, which was 5 hours after the time that we were wondering or thinking or planning on, and whatever happens. We were not complaining at all. Just like, hey, this is what life is. This does happen. We're lucky to be here. But we were kind of stuck in New York City yesterday for a while. Shout out to world famous Little Italy Pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
piping hot slice of pizza.
So good. We hung out in there for a while too. So like, thank you for them not kicking us out. Gumpy has 2 bags. I got my backpack. We just roll right in this place, kind of take over a seat. It was great. Then we kind of go sit back at the courtyard, which was near our hotel. The Boston Red Sox were kind of just walking in from their dinner as we were kind of hanging out there. And that was my first time getting to like actually spectate like what their lives are. Like that was an off day for them.
Yeah.
So like wife flies in from out of town. They have like a New York day with their wife, and then they coming back into the hotel. It's like they live on the road.
Yeah.
They actually live on the road. Some of them coming back just got done 2 hours at a steak place, like kind of doing their own thing. So for me, just the amount of respect that I've kind of been forced into having for baseball. Okay, I feel like this show, Ty, you were a lot of part of it, Tone, the Baseball Boys, has gotten us into baseball a lot more than I would have ever done naturally on my own in my life. I would have just probably been like, I'm okay with it. So much respect. And listening to Chris Sale talk about, you know, he's 37 years old, having a catch with his kids this morning. You only get to be a professional baseball player one time. It's like they have their own unique world that they live in. But I got massive respect for it. And I love the way Chris Sale's kids kind of are embracing this entire era and how he's embracing the entire era as well. It'd be cool to watch them go win one.
Yeah, it would be cool. Red Sox would be cool too, but would be cool to see Chris Sale hoist another, World Series trophy. It is one of those things kind of like hockey like the more guys you talk to from the sport, the more you kind of understand their culture and just kind of admire it because of the players themselves. Like he was talking about Mark Burley, right? I don't want to get his name wrong, Burley. And I remember him.
Don't even think
I don't
about
want to, but I remember him, throwing a no-hitter and winning the World Series with the White Sox, and like just the respect he has for him and hoping that his name lasts over the years. Like that is so cool as a culture. Do you have any other announcements when it comes to fanhoods of teams that you wanted to let the world know about? Because I was very excited.
That's a really good
about something you were going to tell us today.
Oh, AJ, AJ started. He just sensed that there was a conversation that happened off air right there. It sounds like, and you got real excited there, AJ. Really perked up. What do you think?
It's a great tease. Yeah, I would love to know what you got a new squad. Who'd you just pick up? What sport is this? MLS?
Okay.
What is it?
Well, I got a new frisbee golfer.
The guy who had the hole in one.
Frolfer.
Yeah, for all 560 yard, 560
hole in one.
Hole in one, brother,
or whatever.
Disc in one.
Call it. Yeah.
One huck, I think. One chuck huck.
Banging chains.
There it is.
Banging one.
560. That was my guy. I mean, he's my new favorite frolfer. I think I have picked up an NFC football team, though. I think I've decided.
NFL?
NFC. I think I have an NFC team that I'm picking up. What did you scream NFL for?
What about the Colts, brother?
They're in the AFC.
Sure.
Okay. I'm a season ticket holder. I am a supporter.
You need somebody to watch on primetime, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That has a chance to go.
Prime time is certainly something.
Colts
play on prime time.
Yeah, and the Rams, I obviously like all of these teams.
Sure.
Okay, but after watching Hard Knocks, I think I'm a Seahawks guy, bro.
Okay.
How
could you not be if you watch that? It's tough to not if you actually watch.
And I know Hard Knocks does that to every single team. Okay.
I don't know. Not as much. I don't know. You come away every time like, man, I really like this coach is legit. The head coach is awesome. The GM is great. Walking on the treadmill.
The Browns.
Deals. Like I don't feel that way every
team
time.
where it's never been like that. Every other team, I think, the Hugh Jackson Browns one was not a great look. But outside of that, every other team is like,
maybe
this team's going to go win the Super Bowl.
Well, so Hugh Jackson, we would like to let Hugh Jack City know we are certainly fans of him as a person.
Certainly.
The first scene, though, is him in a river in Cleveland saying, I know I can win here.
I'm going to do this.
Okay, and I am going to do this. It's like I've never heard a coach say, I am going to win here. I just have never heard that. That was just something that I thought was a little abnormal, and it turned out it didn't work. It just kept going. So they lose. So we are a fan of Hugh Jack City, but that was a time where I was like, I don't think this team's going to win here. I don't think they're going to. And they inevitably did not, and they move on. And once again, that's not Hugh Jack City's fault, okay? Put him in a different situation, maybe he wins. But most Hard Knocks that I watch or find myself watching, I do like the team more. I think that it's – but this Seattle team – the way McDonald operates, the way he talks to his team, he's a younger coach, which is cool, but he's still, he's getting after guys' ass. And it's his third year there. He's already won a Super Bowl. So he can be like, yeah, it works. We know it works. The way the team responds to him, the way they show up, the way they play, we're not seeing TikToks or anything coming out of,
It seems very professional. Don't they seem very professional? Like they all seem like pros, and he treats them like pros, and he holds them like accountable, but there's like a level of respect, I feel like, throughout the building.
And they're paying their guys. Everything they're doing, I like. I like everything they're doing. Now, bandwagon fan, they've won a Super Bowl, and now I'm saying it's my NFC team. I would just like to say, I'm picking an NFC team. I'm picking the Seahawks to beat. I'm still Colts fan. So why were you? You were kind of acting as if that was like
needed clarity
because you saw AJ get real excited because it sounded like that's what AJ thought you were alluding to as well. I'm a season ticket holder.
AJ's got two teams.
Who's he got?
Bengals and Packers.
Played for both those teams. I only played for one team. Live in Indianapolis, so it is. I also
you can take as many as you want. Take as many teams as you want. That's fine.
The D-butt route.
I'd like the Steelers to be good because that'd be fun. Just because McCarthy's.
Sure. Big Mike, that would be cool.
I would like the CBS main game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be good every week.
Me too.
Always.
Normally is.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now. This guy's going to be on a call for this. What a legend.
Oh.
This guy owns 2, maybe 3 soccer teams. Don't know if he picked up another one in his spare time. Burnley in England.
Yep.
Espanyol in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Espanyol was on national television the other morning. Woke up and I saw it and I said, I'm going to watch that team because this guy owns it.
That's a good team.
Remember, we gave him an award for this guy, good man a year ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
You remember that, AJ?
That was great. Hopefully he can win 2 years in a row.
And just moments after we give him that award, he he says something that would inevitably get quoted and clipped and be buried for. So I guess he is a super good man if they would be asking. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Watt.
Yay! Woo!
Super good man, dude. Thanks for that. Appreciate you.
Hey, and any other world champion teams you want to pick up as your favorite teams? Is there anybody else you'd like to choose?
So the Rams would be the easy one because Aaron Donald, obviously from Penn Hills, obviously coming back into it. They got superstar. We love Matthew Stafford. We love Sean McVay, super cool. Puka, friend of the program. Happy to see him doing what he's doing.
Snead.
That would be everybody. That would be the easy one. Okay, and I still think they're going to be good. But for me, this Hard Knocks, Jage, have you been watching this guy? And have you, you get to call games. You get to do interviews with these coaches. We do not get that on a regular basis with most of these guys. He's seemingly everything that you would want as a head coach in the NFL. The only issue is he's not an offensive guy. So Kubiak leaves. You lose the offense if they do very good. Going to have to leave, so they're going to have to figure that out more so than figure out the defensive side. But I like the way they do football up there, Jage. I do. I really like what they do.
Yeah. I had a chance to talk to Mike a couple of years ago when he was in Baltimore. Actually had a chance to meet with them a little more at the Masters a couple of years ago. And then obviously we had one of their games this past season. And it's one of those things where if you talk to him and if you've been around him, you've known. And it's awesome to kind of see the rest of the world seeing inside what he brings to this organization and who he is, because it is an incredible way that he goes about handling his team. And AJ, I think you were exactly right in the way that he handles these guys like men. He treats them like men, but he also shows the vulnerability. He also has the one thing that you can't BS at this level is the knowledge and the insight, and what he brings on the field is matched by what he brings from a personality and a man management standpoint. It's really, really impressive.
It is. He's becoming one of my favorite leaders to watch. Like Signetti is obviously coming to the forefront of being, an incredible leader, and they're running up all of his old press clippings and things that he said, and they're like, this guy's a genius. It's like, I feel like he's been like this since the beginning. McDonald feels the same way. We got eyes in his first team meeting, where he's like, all right, close your eyes. Let's go ahead and do this. And then it took him 2 years to win a Super Bowl. And then he got Schneider on an office treadmill?
Yeah.
Just to counterbalance.
I'm looking into it. Yep.
They're
like
loud.
That.
They are from my understanding, because Bailey McComas, no stone unturned for fitness right now. He's doing 2-a-days. He's eating protein. He's got everything going. He bought one for the office here, and I tried it. It's loud. It is very loud.
I just don't think I could concentrate. I feel like I'm stepping off, or I'm like a giraffe where I'm going to knock my keyboard over and everything is going to fall off.
It's thin.
But that's the thing. It's not for the build of, you, JJ, AJ. It really doesn't work. We have to remember Schneider's got the perfect build for the kind of handheld treadmill.
What do you mean? He's kind of...
I think he's rocking size.
Could you play Guitar Hero while on the treadmill?
I don't even know if I could fit on. I mean, I could definitely do it if I needed to. I'm just talking on that small one. I don't know if
you're saying we need to be kind of a littler person.
Yeah.
Not a little person.
Not a little person.
What size is John Schneider? He's not like a tiny human being.
No, he's not little people, big world. No, he is.
He's pretty small.
We love the roll-offs. Obviously, we learned a lot from them.
Still going, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely, as they should be. I assume his business mind, too, is cooking up something. But yeah, he is, you're saying his feet aren't taking up much room.
The size of his body isn't taking up as much room.
It's all about weight.
He has the liver of 10 men, but he has the body of one.
Okay, one littler man on the average scale.
Half of a JJ Watt.
What do you have?
I got nothing, brother.
Just average?
Just average across the board. Not too high, not too low. I'll take it.
Okay, expectations are what they are. Congrats on getting married. JJ, I'd like to echo the sentiments yet again.
Yeah, congratulations.
But you look at the GM, we're talking about Schneider, that guy's brain.
Big brain.
Gigantic. Mm-hmm. He's had to build a couple times now. He's going to go in a conversation of maybe greatest general managers of all time. And obviously, the family that just sold the Seattle Seahawks for $9.6 billion, the Allen family, are very thankful for Schneider. And new ownership's like, is this guy staying? Yeah. Got it. Okay, we'll continue to go. It's like, I like the way the Seattle Seahawks operate. Let's continue to chit-chat a little bit more about the NFL and football. Ty has a question for you, Jade.
Yeah, Jade, just curious, and listen, obviously there's a lot of stuff surrounding Congratulations on moving to the number one booth. That's really sweet. I think we're all very, very happy for you.
Go.
Just for you personally, though, what is the process like? How does it go in terms of, like, you quickly have to build rapport with Jim Nantz, and he's a pro's pro. He's one of the best to ever do it, so I don't think it's going to be that difficult. But is it like a major crash course right now trying to get prepared for week one when you guys have Packers at Vikings?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, first of all, obviously, like I've said a few times before, it's obviously not the circumstances you hope it would happen under, but I'm extremely excited to be in Minnesota for week one with Jim Nantz, Tracy, everybody. In terms of what we're doing, it's not obviously, I was preparing for this season and I was making tweaks and changes to how I do things from year one to year two already. But for me and Jim and Tracy and everybody getting on the same page, we did call a practice game together. We called the Chiefs-Bills game from last year in New York. We have a mock studio there and everything. It's just like the booth. So we went into the booth. We basically called, half, maybe 3/4 of that game, and had built that rapport and just how we like to work. And it was really, really good. We had a really good time doing it. We started up a little group chat and you call each other, you talk to each other. It's just like anything else. You're trying to just build that relationship and build that chemistry so that when you step onto the air, it's as natural and as easy as possible. And it sounds like two guys sitting on the couch talking ball. Just so happens to be that one of them is one of the most legendary voices in the history of sports, and the other one played a little defensive end.
Yeah, and his first bout, and humanitarian,
3 defensive,
boring
MVPs.
Yeah, huge.
Pat McAfee Show, good guy of the year. I mean,
true. Throw that out.
Prestigious stuff, guys.
Yeah, but remember,
owner of Jams.
Yeah, one of the owners of Jams.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Jams will be in the studio again this year, so I've already passed that information along. They said, all right, we're getting your stuff ready for the booth week one. What do you need? What do you like in the booth? I said, I have jams in the booth. I eat jams in the booth.
Grape. Have you had the grape yet?
Just had the grape recently. Had the grape. Grape is good. Grape,
Yeah.
I understand that's Mac's favorite, right?
Yes.
That's Mackenzie's favorite?
Yes, it is. Grape is I'll tell you, we've been waiting on it, haven't we? We've been waiting on
Big time.
We've been waiting on this grape, Jage, and you were with
Strong
Jams
flavor.
before me, obviously. So as soon as you guys announced the NFLPA partnership, I think this is genius. Connor, obviously, Blakely, the founder of Jams down there in Nashville, one of them, he reaches out. We try to do a deal. We do business. From day one, I'm just like, hey, I don't know how to say this, but like, all I eat is grape, peanut butter, and jellies. That is literally all I eat.
Staple.
There's been other options. I don't eat the other ones. We only have strawberry.
Oh, see, I'm good with the others. I like a berry. I love grape. I'm all in on grape, but I'm a big berry guy.
So strawberry and berry were available at the time. So I say, all right, I'll do it. I like the strawberry one. I thought it was really good. The berry one also good. It's a peanut butter and jelly, but like the strawberry one was good. I'm like, all right, I can get behind a strawberry one, but need the grape one. Like the grape one, we need the grape one. And turns out, I think it's available now. 31st, I think it's available nationwide. And it is a homer, which is everything you kind of do, Jage. Everything you're kind of a part of does very well. I think you should be very proud of yourself as an ex-athlete for the accomplishments you've been able to like really have. And this number one booth thing is earned, brother. I know it's a terrible situation, and we all, enjoyed Tony Romo as lead voice for the NFL season with all of us. Remember, ratings for the NFL is crazy. So you are one of the lead voices of the biggest league on earth. So, like, we think you've earned it. We think you're going to be great, and we think people are going to love you. And on that note, if they don't love you, you can get explanation from JJ. Every Wednesday he's going to be joining.
What?
Hell yeah!
Wow.
JJ Watt is back for another season. Now, we did super cool look. He's a little bit more fit now. We don't know what the hair is going to be going into the season. That's always something that Jage is quietly working on.
Tight. Keeping it tight this year.
Oh, number one booth.
Yeah, I got to keep tight.
Smart idea. Maybe a couple years in, if that is the case, we don't know what the future is going to hold for any of us, including you in this particular role. So maybe in future years we do the spike stuff and we really get aggressive with it.
Yeah.
But I think tight, probably smart for the first year. We didn't know if this was going to be able to happen, actually, with you becoming number one booth. That's a huge position that you have in the NFL and the season, especially at CBS. So we appreciate CBS for letting this take place. And also you, brother. We're very excited for you to come back. And we'll ride along this season with you, however it ends up going. And with that being said, there's a team down in Houston that's going to be very excited that the number one booth, has a man in a ring of honor. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, JH, congrats again, like Ty said, on the booth, and I can't believe you're going to be back. That is incredible. But like Pat mentioned, the Texans are going to be in a lot of big games. You're probably going to be calling a lot of Texans games. There was that photo of Daniil Hunter that came out. He looks like the biggest human in the history of the NFL. Obviously, Will Anderson on the other side, and that's basically what Canales said. Like, hey, these two guys that they have on defense are going to ruin a lot of games this year. What are your kind of expectations for the Texans? It feels like they are going to be, once again in it at the end of the season. Do you think this is one of those years where they go AFC title game, maybe all the way to the Super Bowl after, getting a playoff win in each of the first 3 years of CJ Stroud?
Yeah, I mean, I was out at their practice the other day, and their defense looks exactly like you expect our defense to look and what you've come to know. I mean, Matt Burke, D'Amico Ryans have that thing humming. The players on every single level of the ball are just unbelievable. I mean, you cannot get snaps off when you've got those ends rushing. Will and Daniil, it's incredible, and they're gigantic. I stand next to Daniil, and I'll go talk to him, and every single time, like I always say, I can go in the weight room and I can get a good pump. And like at the end of a really good lifting session, I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, oh yeah, I look pretty good. Daniil wakes up and rolls out of bed and looks better than I have ever looked after my best pump. Look, that's just how he walks around. Jeez. Like, that's not after a workout. That's not after biceps. Like, that is just how the dude walks around.
So
it is unbelievable. But anyway, expectation-wise, they should absolutely be thinking Super Bowl expectations in Houston because they have been thinking that and should have been thinking that last year. Obviously, it ended in a very unfortunate way in New England, not the way they wanted to. But that team had the potential and still currently has the potential to do so. It doesn't help to lose your number 2 wide receiver in training camp. That's a big, big blow. But other guys are going to have to step up to make the booty trade. We'll see.
Yeah, get that booty down there. Do you like C.J. Stroud? They were saying he was booty.
They don't like him, it sounds like.
No deal done.
There's no question that he didn't play the way that he wanted to in that game in those playoffs, and he has focused this offseason. He understands, and he didn't put his head in the sand. He knows exactly how it went down, and he wants to come out and prove and be better, and I think that's great. And that's exactly what you should do. So, yes, you put him out there, get another year under this offense, and hopefully they put that together with the defense, and then you've got something really special.
Jage, how far wide can you put your thumbs and still see him? How's your periph? Pretty good or no? You got good periph?
You know what's interesting? Since I've retired, maybe this isn't related to peripherals, but I have noticed that my equilibrium has taken a little bit of a dive. Like, you ever get on a kid's swing or something at the park? Like with my kids, I'll pop on the swing, or I'll do one of those merry-go-rounds. And in the past, no problem, hop on, hop off. Now, if I hop off that merry-go-round, it's like I've had 15 beers.
Dramamine.
Yeah.
Dramamine.
I mean, what? Am I supposed to pop that before I go to the park?
Yeah. Yes, I do it. I have a trampoline.
That would be the most embarrassing thing of all time. If my son was like, Dad, can we go to the park? I'm like, yeah. Hang on, let me hit the medicine cabinet real quick.
Take my motion
pop some Dramamine.
Yeah, listen, you can't let the kid know, okay?
Don't
you say,
tell him.
hey, Cohen, turn around. Okay, we're going to play a little game called Get Out of My Face. Do that. Then pop yourself a Dramamine. I got to do it for
the day I need Dramamine to go on a swing is the day you put me in a home, man. Like, that's it.
All right. Okay. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of how as somebody that
I got to be able to work on it. There's got to be a drill, like the thumb thing that I can do for my equilibrium.
Dramamine. I think it's Dramamine. You work on this one right here. You put in it. Trampoline. We got a trampoline at the house and a new playground. I used to be able to, they got a trampoline there. Sick. I'm flipping on this thing. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, yeah, right. I got to, even to do the jumping thing, like my brain for some reason, like, let alone flipping. Yeah. And it's like my daughter absolutely loves it. I see her jumping on. I'm like, I'm so happy for you that you're doing this right now. So we don't even.
Some of the falls that they take, like I've seen my son's knees hyperextend as he hits like a double bounce. And I'm like, everything in my entire ligament history would be gone.
Yeah. He and he and she don't need Dramamine yet, okay? So you just need to think
Neither
about
do
that.
Neither do I. Not yet, brother. I'm
sounds
fighting the good fight.
No, sounds like you need it, bro. You said you get off the merry-go-round and you're 15 beers deep. What?
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Those are no joke.
The little lights too. Are you seeing? Or
oh yeah. My daughter will ask me to spin her around, and I'll do it 4 times, and seriously have to go lay down for 15 minutes.
Dramamine. This is what I'm saying. If you're ever going to be close to this situation, you just need to go. Mackenzie goes, I want to go outside playground. It's like, all right, yep, you got it. Let me go pee. Getting Dramamine real quick, and I'm going right out there. Okay, Jage? Don't have that. Don't have too much pride.
Answer. That can't be the answer.
It is the answer. Okay, let's talk about answers. In Cleveland, Todd Monken said he found his answer, and it's a former teammate of yours. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Jage, are you surprised at all to see Deshaun Watson named opening day starter? I guess, what do you think his chances are of staying there and playing all 17 games as the starting quarterback?
Yeah, I would say I'm not surprised. It kind of seems like this is the way they have been going all offseason and training camp. And I would say in terms of if things are close at all in a competition, we all know if things are close when you're paying somebody $230 million fully guaranteed, that's the person that you're going to want to give every single opportunity to hopefully somehow, some way make you right on that contract that many people question and say is one of the worst in history. So it doesn't surprise me that they've gone that way. Now, the second part of your question is the question that everybody has is how long is this going to last and how good will he be? And who knows? I don't know the answer to that, but I'm certainly going to be watching, and it's tough. They haven't been able to find their quarterback there for a very, very long time. And Baker Mayfield was there for a bit, goes on and finds success elsewhere. And they replace him with Deshaun, and the injuries and everything else that comes along with it and the stories and all of it. There's no question they've been going through it up in Cleveland for a long time. They have a really, really good fan base. And for them, you want to see them be successful. If this is the way that they feel is best, we'll see.
Yeah, that's what we think. Monken's trying to literally just win some football games. And right now, maybe Deshaun, because he's experienced, let's go ahead and do this. If he hasn't really separated himself too much from Shedeur or the other way. Dylan Gabriel threw 3 touchdowns last night. He's former 3rd-round pick.
That's right.
Okay,
he's a good player.
He's a good football player.
Look out.
Dylan Gabriel's a good football player. He had a good football game last night, which leads to this question, Jage. How much should I think about these preseasons? Because I'll see some highlights and I go, ooh, Drew Aller there rolling to his left, kind of dropping in a bucket. Feels like I'm getting a chance to at least see that he could do that, accomplish that. I see some other highlights. Running back last night for the Chargers. That guy looked like he was shot out of a cannon. This guy right here, he's going to be a kickoff returner for somebody this year, I would assume, just because of this play, if it's not the Chargers in general. But then you see some plays and it's like, oh, this is terrible football that's out here. Mm-hmm. This is really bad football. How should we be judging this? And how should I be setting my expectations for things? Now, Herbert hitting a 57.6 yard in the air touchdown pass last night to Quentin Johnson. Obviously huge for Chargers fans to see that. And I got jacked up, and I guess this is 2 yards longer than any completion that McDaniel ever had with any quarterback before that in the air. So obviously going to get a chance to utilize that weapon. But how do you judge these preseason games? And what should I be looking at, you think?
It's, in my personal opinion, it should all be judged off of individual technique and things that can be judged based on how it can translate into real games. You can't look at anything based off of scheme or anything based off of the level of competition you're going against. So for like an offensive lineman, how is his footwork? How is his hand placement? How is his drive off the ball? Those types of things where even if he is going against inferior talent, you can tell like, all right, this guy has the tools and the pieces. Same with other positions. Quarterback's a really hard one because you could be going up against third stringers who don't even know or understand the scheme that they're playing in, and their talent level's not there. So there's some guys running wide open, or your coach is scheming up some good stuff that gets you opportunities open. And that's not to take away from good performances. It's just to say that that's a much more difficult one to understand. Now, for D lineman, like in my instance, I'm looking at a guy to see what type of pass rush moves that he has in his arsenal. How much strength does he have in his bull rush? Does he have a nice double swipe move around the edge? Because those are the type of things that'll translate once you bump him up in the competition level. But especially these last preseason games, it's really unfortunate that they've turned into basically second, third, fourth stringers, which I get, and they are very beneficial for guys trying to make the roster. But overall, it's almost as if the league has basically started to show, like, I mean, we all know where this is headed, guys. Like 18 games, 2 preseason games, 2 bye weeks. Like that's we're all pretending like, oh, maybe it'll have me. We all know where it's headed. So this is just kind of that thing where it's like, all right, these last preseason games are no starters. Sometimes don't even make the trip. Let's prepare everybody for just 2.
Okay, so 2 preseason games, 18 games, no Pro Bowl games.
Yeah, what?
Oh, man.
God, dude. I'm not going to watch them catch water balloons.
What are we going to
Yeah,
do without dodgeball?
Gonna see Dano do the quarterback course.
I feel like we were, maybe, I can't remember. Did you ever do a Hawaii one, or did you start in Arizona?
Arizona, yeah.
Because I got the end of Hawaii where Peyton was still doing his pregame meetings, and there was still like the meetings by the pool. Like, I feel like I was fortunate enough to catch the very end of the great preseason or the great Pro Bowl games, and then is kind of started to transition into the downfall of it. But it was really, really cool my first time going.
Yeah, I bet it was. And, I think I probably got screwed at least a year or 2 before I got voted in there. So I think I should have got a chance to experience that. But that's one of those things as a kid our age, obviously, watching the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. And then once you get in the league, you start hearing stories about, like, what's happening at the Pro Bowl. And it's like, oh, my God, is this the greatest? This is the greatest weekend of all time. Never been to Hawaii. Wanted my first trip to be Pro Bowl. Like, so excited. Obviously, now, at this point, it's one of my favorite places to ever exist. But then they just say, yeah, it's not going to be out there anymore. Actually, you guys are going to share a hotel with a sales convention who's going to be here as well. Like, everybody blames the players, but the NFL also, like, kind of gave up on the Pro Bowl as well, and it went to Orlando there for a little bit, and then it bounced around. It was like, this didn't feel like, we're coming here to work all of a sudden. Yeah, I thought we were here to, like, celebrate.
That's a bad look right there. Yeah. That was a bad look.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happened in these Pro Bowl games that I think a lot of people said, we don't want that to be what football looks like to people, right, with all of our stars. And then the flag football game, now that we're trying to push flag football into, international play and everything like it for the Olympics, they're like, flag football's ass too. Like, flag football wasn't good either. So who's winning? Who's benefiting from this? And they're like, we're done with it. So I think there's going to be some sort of gathering, which is good, but I think there's a chance that you were one of the last final guys trying to win the MVP at a Pro Bowl.
Got it. Got a truck out of it, baby. Got a truck out of it.
Yeah, you and Clay Matthews both. The guy tried to block a punt. Nobody's blocking right now, Clay. Okay, there's no reason. He touched my shin. He missed the ball. He touched my shin. I'm like, what just happened? I looked at the replay. Clay Matthews trying to actually block. We had breakfast together.
That's awesome.
Is it? Is it awesome?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because he thought to himself, I think block a punt, get a couple sacks, I'll get that truck.
Yeah.
Actually, as the MVP. Instead, JJ was actually, oh, you're in a bad decision. That was, those were the good old days. Yeah, here's Jade, just having some fun. # Pro Bowl. They wanted us to tweet from the sideline. That was a big thing they were doing.
See, that's fun. That's cool.
That's sick.
They're like, hey, we want you to put a tweet out from the sideline. And Jade's like, you got it. Zany photo. About to win MVP here. And he did. Pro Bowl days had good days. We assume there'll be a good party or something. Hopefully they'll be able to do something that'll be at least worth a damn. Let's pivot away from Pro Bowl games that are dead. Let's go to something that's very alive. You're in the number 1 booth. Huge game. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, you are. Congrats, Jage. Week 1, you're calling Green Bay and Minnesota, which for some reason, as someone who grew up with CBS being the AFC, drives me absolutely nuts. That point aside, who do you think has more pressure? KOC, who everyone thinks is a great coach, a quarterback whisperer, but hasn't won a playoff game yet, or Matt LaFleur, who has won some playoff games, but the Packers fans really want some more out of that team. What are your thoughts on those two going into the season?
It's a really good question, Tone. It's a really good question
like
because there's certainly pressure on both of them there. I would say if you're looking from the outside, you would have to probably put the pressure on. I would say it's probably LaFleur only because he has Jordan Love and his quarterback who he's had for a little while, whereas KOC is working with obviously Kyler Murray, who's come in just this offseason. So you would kind of, if you're looking at it that way, say, you've had more time to work with this and everything, but I'm really fascinated to see how this plays out and how Kyler works in KOC's system because obviously I've been doing a whole bunch of research for this game and getting prepared for it. Kyler's entire career has been out of the shotgun from high school to college to the pros. Now, the last couple of years, he has gone under center a little more, but he still hasn't been in the top 25 in terms of under center snaps. And KOC is consistently in the top 5. He's never been outside the top 8 in under center snaps. So to see how Kyler operates from under center, to see how they use him in that play action rollout game, to see how once KOC gets his, claws in and is able to really work with Kyler, what that offense looks like, and Justin Jefferson and Addison and these guys, I can't wait to see how that goes. And then obviously on the Green Bay side, I hope Tucker Kraft is healthy and out there for week 1. They'll get Micah back at some point on defense. But if that team is healthy, it was kind of their issue last year with some major injuries, and then it's the finishing. They didn't finish in the end of games last season and lost a bunch of games late. So it'll just come down to if they can get those things corrected and make that next step.
All right, Jage, you took the next step. It wasn't by design. Where did that happen at?
The incident?
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
All right. Well, we appreciate the fact that you're going to be alongside
Wait
us
a minute.
for all NFL season as the number 1 booth. You're the absolute best. We appreciate you. We'll see you all season on Wednesday and obviously on Sunday. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Watt.
Wow.
Good guy of the year. Good guy. Good man.
Great guy.
He is a great man.
And I didn't appreciate that people were saying he was paying for Romo's bar tab.
Is that what in Wisconsin?
A lot of people were saying
No,
that,
people were saying the officer went to the same high school.
Really?
So I don't know.
Wisconsin, I mean, obviously a phenomenal state, place that we absolutely love, but I think, it's just crazy coincidence.
Small world.
Wow. Let's make sure we're doing all the headlines. Let's make sure we got all the headlines. Yeah, let's make sure we got all the.
We checked on the grandparents yet?
All the context clues that don't exist and everything. Well, he was going to see him. We'll never know now. Hey, AJ.
Wow.
I saw you guys talk about this earlier. Don't fan for free. What do you want him to say? You had like a 30-word other things you want him to say.
I just don't think this is the right angle. Just saying.
I don't know what it means. What does it mean? Don't fan for free.
Exactly. That's what we're saying because they're giving away a house. They're giving away money for a house. These people. So it's like, if you don't do it free, win something while you're doing it. I think is what they're saying.
Just win a house, maybe. But the problem is, you said you get money towards a house, so you want them to say. Win money towards possibly a house.
Yeah, and a Dodge Hellcat.
Yeah,
Dodge Charger Hellcat. Sorry,
you actually get the truck, right? You get the truck.
Free groceries for a year. It's not a truck. It's a Charger, which is a car, but it has a lot of back end.
Bunch of
free groceries for a year. How much is that per month?
I don't know. I guess that you
$1 million.
Maybe you can
as
win
much as you want.
Cool.
But
I'm going to enter. Believe me, I'm trying to win.
Just kidding. I don't.
Don't fan for free. Fan with a chance to win.
There you go.
Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah,
certainly.
So you don't get as many groceries as you want every single day.
Can't just have like the most plain chicken breast of all time.
No.
Yeah, AJ would certainly be looking for that. Yeah. Hey, so you're telling me they're giving the blandest food of all time away? Because I would like to win that. AJ Hawk. I think we heard that quote. Is that right? Is that what you said?
False. No, I'm kind of like bored with grilled chicken, to be honest.
I bet, dude.
Okay.
It only took 20
I put
years.
some barbecue and some pepper on it. Yeah.
Hey, how was the, before we move to a man who knows more about the things happening around the NFL than we certainly do, even though we played in it, he knows everybody that's actually kind of doing it, was also in the Super Corpo meeting the other day that taught us that the NFL is in a really good spot. How'd the team do yesterday? How'd
good. I was good, man. The boys played hard. We got a dub.
Yeah,
great.
Let's go.
Thank you for facilitating everything. I appreciate it.
No problem. What was the score?
This one was a bit of a runaway. We won 53-0, I believe.
Oh, come on.
Nothing.
You're joking.
That's not normal. That's not a normal situation that happens. Just things came together.
Okay, so what do you say? One play at a time. It's not about the scoreboard. We need to keep going. At what point?
Yeah, because everyone, got to spread it around a little bit, and everyone got some touches. It was good, man. Boys played hard. We played with proper leverage on defense. That's what happens. You give up 0.
Okay, I like that.
Outside pieces, stay the outside pieces. You know where your help is. That's how it is.
Thank you for running that up. You'll get your 25% that I promised you.
Yeah, well, I don't like that we're potentially thinking about, maybe making a little bit off of this game. But, AJ, I just want to let you know, I love that you're trying to get the boys to pitch a shout-out for the whole season. And let them know that if they do that, we will certainly spotlight it, and we would donate to the
year-end pizza party.
Boom. There it is. We'd like to give a shout-out for the year pizza party.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you hear him saying proper leverage, outside shoulder? We're reading everything we're supposed to read. We're reading our keys. It's like, you guys... You were what was the speech third quarter? Heading into fourth quarter, you guys were probably up 40 at that point at least.
No big speeches. Just keep your head down, play 0-0, play it like it's
There
start
it is.
the game.
Yeah, right.
0-0.
Step on their fucking throats. I know you were saying
He ran
that.
the Coach Yost. They don't gain another yard.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the season goes. 53-0 to start it. He's going to be able to keep the boys motivated. We will see. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is an Emmy award-winning pundit, I believe on his way to becoming an award-winning host as he hosts the Schrager Hour, the podcast that is obviously sought after by all the big names around the NFL because he's friends with everybody. He's an insider, and he's also a guy who knows everything happening. Ladies and gentlemen, our friend Peter Schrager.
Schrager!
How you doing, Schrags?
I'm awesome. It was great seeing you this week at that Corpo event.
Dude, you been to that before, I assume?
I mean, I've been to it for 3 different companies. I used to go to the NFL Network one, used to go to the Fox one, the ESPN one. What was your impression of that? And for the guys in there, I know you guys talked about it, but Schefter was talking about it yesterday. 30 of the top broadcasters in the world at football and the league just having a conversation about the latest and what we need to know. And Pat McAfee at the head of the table, taking it all in. I'm watching him like it was a reality show.
I was not at the head of the table. I was at the end of the table. The head of the table was the other side, which I saw immediately upon walking into an event that I quickly realized I've never been anywhere near something like this before. Then I see 3 seats at that side, and I go, okay, so there is where the power is going to be, which it was. Sure. By the way, that was where the head of the table was the other end. So I said, I'm going to be as far away from that as possible. So I actually did that. I sat at the very end. Schrags, couple doors down here. I didn't know the screen though, Schrags. The screen was right here. So back of my head face was
eyesight. Everyone looking at McAfee the entire time at the screen. But meanwhile, Kelsey and Kurt Warner, like they're Laurel and Hardy at the end of the other side of the table, just cracking jokes and doing their own thing. And I'm like, all right, I like this dynamic here.
Yeah, it was good. Watching Kelsey and Kurt Warner kind of break down everything in their own way over there. It was good. I think, to be clear, I think Kelsey, myself, needed that. We had never been a part of anything like that. I don't know if I've ever experienced something like that before, but I'm very appreciative of the NFL letting us know where everything stands and how the season's going to be. About to have the biggest and
best season yet.
No questions asked, especially with the stats that we were seeing. And fourth floater on the kickoff return.
Big deal.
Fourth floater on the kickoff
Massive
return.
deal.
Look for, things to really break open. 1,100 plus more plays than we had the year before. Yeah, but they're a little bit worried about some of the collisions. So we're going to have to continue to work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, because,
Are they up or down? Did they mention our concussions up or down with the new kickoff?
Way down. Way down.
I heard up.
Per capita, are they up? Or
I just assumed across the board way down.
No,
that's not what I heard.
So per play, because there's 1,100 more plays.
Sure.
Dahn.
Okay, that's good.
Boom. That's what we're aiming for.
1,100 more plays, though.
So per capita.
Yeah.
Per capita down.
I thought I read somewhere that there was no concussions last year.
Percentage per plays low.
Okay.
But because so many play,
total
1,100 more opportunities to dong your head.
Total concussions
more
way up.
Yeah, so there was a not way.
Well,
okay, we're talking 2 figures.
Is the average up or down?
The average way down.
So what are we talking about?
We won.
We just said there was 0 last year.
No, so I don't think that is anywhere near accurate from a couple of things, but it is per average percentage of play.
Boom.
Way down.
Okay.
Way down.
Stingers were up, but there was no concussions.
No,
last
that's
year.
old school. People aren't doing the fake concussion thing anymore. Everybody really.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Shrek.
The other thing I think you guys will find interesting was a good, healthy debate, including several of us talking about grass versus turf and the field surfaces. And the big takeaway, which I think is interesting because the NFL is working tirelessly to, obviously they don't want their star players injured. So they're working everything they can. 30 different fields because SoFi has 2 teams, MetLife has 2 teams. Each one has a different surface. So they're trying to work to get the best surface for each stadium. And someone just throws their hand and was like, MetLife is a disaster. Like, what are you doing there? And we're working on it. So the FIFA in the background, all the stuff from the World Cup with all the players wanting it. And I just said, Pat, and I just rose my hand in front of the room. Probably shouldn't have had a voice in this thing. I'm like, so is that something that can be worked out in the CBA and, like collective bargaining and maybe get that in the next, and like, it was kind of like, all right, we're not going there yet. Like, let us try to work on this before we get to a CBA.
The lovely player in safety, I think her name was Mackenzie, I believe, because
she was great.
She Did not know that's who she was sitting at that part of the table. You knew that whenever we were sitting in there?
No, I didn't know who she was. I always knew Jeff Miller as the health and safety person, so I didn't know who Mackenzie. She was fantastic. She presented well.
We had Kurt Warner across, Jason Kelsey, David Pash looking great. Absolutely great. And then right next to him was a lady who was very kind, was not very chatty. You know, so like everybody was kind of talking. It was super corpo. Everybody, hey, fake hellos everywhere.
Sure.
You know, then on our side, it was me, Fosso, Shregs, Jason McCourty. I believe it was Jay McCourty was in there. And then it was a guy with deep voice, Mitch, was speaking for the NFL about 2.5 hours in. He brought good juice. He was really good.
Awesome juice.
But she was player safety. We had no idea.
And she was great.
She had all of it.
Where was Dr. Sills?
There was no Dr. Sills site.
Saw him in the slides. They showed a picture of Sills. He was putting up one of the blue tents in a picture, so he's still in the mix. He wasn't in the room, though.
Yeah, Walt Anderson didn't invite him. He would have cut out his talking.
Okay, that's Gumpy's take. Gumpy was on a couch in the back outside of the table, and we did kind of walk out of there and think to ourselves, did we know we were going to a Walt Anderson show? And it certainly was there for a bit. He cares. Walt
Anderson represents the officials, and sometimes he's put on the crucible out there, and he's fighting off also. And I'll tell you, Walt, I've seen him wear cowboy hats. I've seen him wear cowboy boots. He comes in there. He's a gunslinger. He ain't going to take shit from anybody.
Yeah, and I've seen him make absolutely horrendous calls on a football field and also in his new position that he's in now.
Sure.
But I think anybody would have that happen if you're in the paint. You know, you're going to get dunked on every once in a while. The big takeaway I had from Walt, who was talking a lot because a lot of this was rules-based and what's changing, he really cares. I mean, this guy, because somebody would ask a question, he'd go, well, we actually thought of that, then we boom, and then he's like, well, what would you do there? And it's like, oh, Walt really, yeah, like he knew his shit.
It's kind of all you can ask for.
Exactly. I thought he cared and he knew his shit. Now, do you disagree with some of this stuff? Potentially. But I do think that room told me that they really care about what's going on. But it was, that was a super corpo event. I don't think, they had Walt in a suit and he did not, that shit was opened up.
All over.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it was cool. We appreciated it. Let's talk about this league.
Awesome experience.
Yeah, it was. It was cool. And you've obviously done it with many different networks. Is it the same across the board quickly?
No, Fox actually does it like a totally different. Fox is like a 3-day situation where it's off-site and it's more about team building and bonding, and then the league presents within that framework. CBS does theirs up in New York City, similar kind of thing. But last 2 years, ESPN, it's really the one time everyone who works on the NFL properties at ESPN is all in the same room. So it was kind of cool just to see everybody in the mix and have everyone work. I mean, it's great seeing Laura Rutledge and seeing Joe and Troy, but then also seeing Jason Kelsey and Warner and, all the different folks that were in there. So it's a really cool experience.
Mike Greenberg, Molly was in there.
Yep.
McGrath,
Molly McGrath. Scott Van Pelt, obviously host Monday Night Countdown. He's in there. All the producers.
Shefty.
Who?
Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty in there in the corner. Breaking news while we're in the room. Yeah. It was
tipped out 3 times to answer phone calls. I loved it.
Yeah, I came back in. It was good. It was good to me. Okay, let's talk a little bit about football here. We see the Las Vegas Raiders. We saw Kirk play a little bit. We saw Fernando Mendoza. Obviously, the conversation has gotten really loud about who's the starter. I am still in the camp of I assume Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter because the second preseason game where Kirk doesn't play, the one offensive line doesn't play. Fernando does play, but it's mostly with the second teamers. That tells me that Kirk is probably your starter. Last night he plays a little bit. Could it be just we need a build up, a ramp, a new offense? Let's go and see how we are in there. They've come out. Kubiak said, I don't have to say who his starter is. I don't need to do that. We don't have to do that. He also said in one of his answers that Fernando needs like 3 more preseason games, he thinks, because Fernando, obviously very smart, is learning on the go. And I think he is a guy who can adapt and change quickly. He showcased that plenty of times in college. How do you view this entire situation, and how should we be viewing it, Shregs?
Well, look, they really like Fernando Mendoza. He's been fantastic there, and obviously he's an electric first overall pick. In the last 6 first overall picks get on the field early, and it's what it is. This is a different situation in that Kirk Cousins knows Kubiak's offense inside and out from time playing together. And, of course, Tom Brady has a voice in this thing as well, and Brady has been one of the most public advocates of not rushing the quarterback development and taking the time and doing this right. I would put those 2 things together, and the fact that they did sign Kirk to real money. It wasn't like Cousins is signing for, minimum veteran money. I would imagine Kirk Cousins gets the start, and he's going to ride it out until there feels like there needs to be a change. That would be my impression on this. If they were to completely change course and go with Mendoza, it also tells me that Mendoza was just flat out awesome in a way that they can't deny getting him on the field. But there is no pressure inside that building to push Mendoza, to sell tickets, to sell merch. It is understood they've got their first overall pick, and instead of botching it like so many teams do and rushing him out there and trying to justify the selection or say, hey, this is why he's the guy and let's try to get things going here, let's wait until he's fully cooked and ready to go. And I don't think that Kubiak has indicated that that's where they're at right now.
We all have faith that Kubiak's going to be a good head coach, right? I think
so.
Yeah. And I think this is the Raiders' best roster that we've seen in some time. Feels like they're most in a line with each other about winning. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of bullshit happening. So I assume they're going to handle it right. And that'd be crazy to say about the Raiders, I guess, for a long time. But I do think they're going to handle it right. I'll be excited to see when Fernando gets a chance to get on the field. Okay, let's talk about another quarterback head coach situation that is maybe brewing in front of our eyes. We thought this would be, simpatico much sooner. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Shrakes, what is your take on Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams? Because it seems like there's kind of two camps right now. It's either the Bears are going to regress big time this year and not be as good, or Caleb's going to take a massive leap under Ben Johnson and win the MVP. But Ben Johnson certainly has no issue with kind of ripping Caleb and letting everyone know when he thinks he made a bad choice or a bad decision. And obviously he wasn't, completely thrilled with the way he played last year, even though they were good. What are the expectations for the Bears next year? And do we think that, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams are going to kind of find that simpatico and, take a huge step this year?
I'll tell you, knowing Ben fairly well, he had multiple opportunities to leave for the NFL. Several years ago, the Carolina job, I know that they were sniffing around on him when he was not even a hot name as an offensive coordinator. Then the next year, obviously Washington did the dance with him, and they had a second overall pick or third overall pick, whatever it was, where they got Jaden Daniels. And Chicago was going to be or the following year, whatever. But Chicago was the one where Ben Johnson ran to. And remember, it was Chicago, Vegas, a couple other teams when he chose that Bears job. And one of the main reasons why was he fell in love with what he saw from Caleb Williams. And I think Caleb in his first year with Ben showed massive strides. I believe that the actual expectation for the Chicago Bears this year would be winning the NFC North and competing for a Super Bowl. I think that's what is next when you finish in the final four of your conference and you take the Rams to the absolute final bell and you lose at home on what was just a heartbreaking loss in a fashion that, whether it was DJ Moore or Caleb or the play calling or what, you felt like there was more football to be played, and it ended in an unfortunate way. Now, Pat, we were both in Miami that weekend. It was because it was the national championship for college football the following day. That Sunday night game, I know that a lot of Bears people still have that bad taste in their mouth from that loss to the Rams. It's been an outstanding summer for them. They added great weapons, on this team. They feel really good about the tight end that they selected early in this draft. They love the fact that they're going to get, another year for Odunze, and the hope is Burden's on the field. So, everything I've heard is that this thing is ascending and is on its way up. But Ben Johnson, now he's what they call a red ass. He's going to tell you how he feels, and he's going to tell his quarterback how he feels. And it seems like Caleb's been very receptive to it. So to me, the sky's the limit, guys. If someone says Caleb Williams MVP and the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl this year, I am not going to be someone who's like, oh, you're overdoing it. That's hyperbole. No, there's no reason that shouldn't be the case. He's gotten significantly better every year, and they're a team that was knocking on the door last year.
Sky's the limit. Shout out Wheezy and Lil Wheezy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
the
up?
kicker, obviously, in that.
He's a Packers fan, though, so that doesn't really work. But
Yeah, green and yellow. I think we got another version of that out
yeah.
recently. And his kid is now a kicker, too, which we love, obviously, and appreciate. Ben Johnson, though, we just watched them do a double reverse drop to a tight end who sneaks out after acting like he's blocking for some time. Ben Johnson's offense is the start, So, quarterback is going to operate the offense. If you can operate the offense and also be a star and have athletic ability nobody else has, I think it will be something that NFL maybe has never seen before. But you got to be able to do the offense first before all the extra stuff, because everybody's like, he's Jared Goff plus Caleb Williams. It's like, well, he's got to be Jared Goff first, I think, is what Ben Johnson would like him to be, because the offense is going to work. You just got to do it. Now, if it's not working on one particular play, do your shit Don't turn it over, though, okay? Because I got another play coming, the next one. So that's what we need. I hope it works because I thought of Ben Johnson, and you talk about how many different jobs he had. His offenses are so much fun to watch. And it has good running. It's like sound. Everything is like really good football the way Ben operates. If Caleb can do his Caleb shit on top of the best offense that we've seen in some time, that'll be electrifying. I hope they're able to get there. Okay, let's talk about, maybe perfect timing taking place. Organization you're very tight with. AJ has the last question for you here.
Yeah, Shregs, what's taking so long for Aaron Donald to sign? Is it going to happen anytime soon? I feel like, are you surprised, I guess, that he has not signed yet?
Well, I sat with you guys the day of the ESPYs. We all sat there in that ballroom, and everyone's like, oh, he's signing. And I said, there's two things at play here. Aaron Donald needs to feel like he's 100% ready to go, and that he feels like it's 99 version of 99, like it was his Madden rating the last time he took the field. And then there has to also be this feeling that the Rams are obviously, welcoming him in because the numbers have to make sense. We're not even at the numbers yet. And here we are, August 28th, about 6 days away from when they fly out to, or whatever it is, 10 days away from when they fly out to Australia, and we don't have him on board. I thought if this was going to happen, it was going to happen in early August. It would happen at the end of camp when they broke out after going to Loyola Marymount, and they said, okay, we've got our team. It hasn't happened yet. So now I think they're all just kind of like in wait and see mode also. And if Aaron Donald wants to play and the numbers make sense, he'll be there. But this is really in Aaron Donald's court. And as of right now, it seems like he doesn't feel like he's at the point where he wants to declare that he's coming back right now. And the Rams, they haven't set themselves up for any failure where it's like all of our season hinges on him. They have been practicing at an incredible level, and their team is 100% ready. They were a couple plays away from going to the Super Bowl without him. He's an amazing thing to have, but their season doesn't bank on the fact whether Aaron Donald's on the field or not.
You're the best. We appreciate the hell out of you, ladies and gentlemen. That's Emmy Award winner. Have a great weekend. Peter Schrager.
Yes, Schrager.
It's a good question, AJ. What the hell's going on? I'm seeing these 2 tenths videos. He looks...
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, business-wise, it's like, oh.
I thought Sheffy claimed the numbers were already taken care of, kind of.
Oh, did he?
They did that change with how quick he looks. He's wait, that's
interesting.
Have the greatest weekend of your life. We'll be back here for an Overreaction Monday. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye. Okay, sorry about that, Age. Just, little countdown clock there. But, yeah, maybe information just changed, as things went because he started feeling good. He's like, you know what? My fire is back.
I might be better.
Yeah, hold the phone.
How much
here.
did Vita get?
Now that we're talking about this, I mean, he looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's like, with how strong we know, I guess that would be the question. Is it the feet he's worried about, or is it worried about hand-to-hand combat? He's a little bit worried about what it's going to be with these younger lads who've been playing football. He's been out. And if he gets, deboed, that's all he does not want to have, right? Like, that is what he's thinking about. I would like to be able to absolutely dominate people because he doesn't want to ever showcase Aaron Donald getting beat, right? So
No way.
Is that what we're waiting on, I wonder? Like, I genuinely wonder what he's waiting on, or if it is a business thing potentially. Like, we know what's about to happen here too. So I can't wait for it, seemingly inevitable, but now maybe not, AJ. What a ride. What a ride this is.
We thought for sure by now he'd be in there. I don't know. I would assume he's trying, like he's working out super hard and he's just seeing how his body recovers. That's the thing. Like, can I make it through the whole season? Can I be me for a 17-game regular season? And obviously they plan on going on a deep run into the playoffs. So I would assume that's where he's at, but we really have no idea.
No clue. I assume he comes back and is all pro. So just know that's where we sit, AD, and I think the whole entire sports world does, but he doesn't need to hear that, obviously.
No, and we talked about it earlier. Do you think there is potentially a chance that he's just like, I don't want to fucking fly to Australia. I'm just going to wait until they get back and then I'll play. I don't want to do all this bullshit. I'm doing all this other stuff. Like, I will be ready come week 2. I'm not fucking flying halfway across the world to do this.
And, like, they can't come out and say that's why, because we heard Shanahan say, right? Didn't Shanahan come out and be like, we don't want to do this at all.
Yeah.
This is so far. And then Roger Goodell goes, Coach Shanahan understands how important this all is. So, like, I assume even saying, like, I'm not doing an 18-hour flight to start a football season when I've been out for 2 years. I'll catch you guys on the other side. Publicly, the NFL and assume the Rams and everybody doesn't want Australia to think that we're being negative about it. He's just saying, for the actual good of my body, maybe a 24-hour trip after the first game that I played 2 years, not the best thing. man, maybe mentally as well. So shout out to the boys taking that trip.
Yes.
Shout out to the boys taking that trip over there. And we can't wait to get started.
Pumped. Pumped
wait
to see that in Australia, too, like just the scenes of the arena, everything, and those fans are going to put on a show. But is there some sort of benefit for the Rams to announce their roster, then have him go like practice squad to the active roster? Like, is there some sort of advantage to that? Is there some sort of advantage to Aaron Donald going right to the roster as a fully guaranteed vet or whatever?
Yeah, so if he's starter for the first game, if you're active, no, not starter, active.
You're on the roster, yeah.
Yeah, if you're active for the first game and you're past your 5th year, vested is how they describe that, your contract is guaranteed for the entire season.
Okay.
So that was.
So it helps the team. That's why the team signs vets usually after week 1. It helps them. But Aaron Donald's not really. I don't think it applies to them. That applies to a vet that you're signing that you are possibly going to cut later.
Yeah, special team vets. They are as soon as you get to week 1 and they have a uniform in their locker room. Whoo! Yeah. We got a contract. We got money this year. I'm going to get cut multiple times, but they got to pay me. This is really, really good news. It's not, obviously not that with Aaron, but what is the contract for Aaron Donald at this stage with the Los Angeles Rams, especially with how much money they have everywhere?
15.
I assume they'll get it figured out, probably incentive-based as well. We hope we see Aaron, and whenever it is, Aaron, we appreciate you. Now, he's playing my NFC team right there. So
True. Right. You got to hate the Rams.
Got to watch that. No, I like good football.
That's your rival, man.
I like good football. I just know that my NFC team, the boys, the Seahawks, we're ready. Whatever the hell's going on. Is Aaron Donald coming back? We hope. Okay, we like to see the best team because we like to represent it as the best team.
One of the 12.
Yeah, and we're going to fight, too. Like, this team.
Oh, yeah.
This team is dogs everywhere, dude.
They're about it.
I went back and watched the Super Bowl parade because I'm watching this Hard Knocks. I'm like, this team's filled with, like, absolute dogs here. And then you go back to the the Super Bowl parade, and it's like, yeah, we got dogs everywhere.
You're liking having this NFC team,
huh?
You're liking having this NFC team.
Yeah, I do like having an NFC team.
We battle right away.
It has nothing to do with who, you and me?
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at our schedule, the NFC team, my NFC team schedule. What I do know is week 0 starts tomorrow for college football. Let's go. FCS was obviously last night. It was awesome. It was spectacular. Preseason for the NFL, obviously great. These football games have been very good. It's already delivering for us. And it might just be the biggest
and best season yet.
Joining us now, live from J.R. Mahon's in Dublin, Ireland.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boots on the ground for North Carolina TCU tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, from Pro Football
Ireland.
Michael McQuaid.
Yeah!
McQuaid! Hey,
lads, what's the crack?
Hey, what's the crack there, McQuaid? You're at J.R. Mahon's right now?
I am. I'm sitting beside the owner, co-owner John, who is sitting with probably the biggest smile he's had on his face since you guys were here 2 years ago this weekend. So football's back, biggest season yet, lads. Here we go.
Yes, it is the biggest season yet. Do you think it's going to be the best as well season yet or no?
I think it's going to be the best season yet. I was listening to you guys a second ago, and can I just say, as somebody who, for the Americans listening to this, we're very lucky to have games international. Get Aaron Donald on that plane to Melbourne. He's on that plane. He's going.
Okay, so you're saying let Australia see Aaron Donald. And let's talk about that, the growth of Football International. I think you've done a great job in the country of Ireland. We knew about a fan base in Ireland of American football through you before football got to Ireland a few years back. It's only going to continue, and it's only going to continue to grow. Do we think flag football is going to help from your perspective? And what are these week 0 games that are traveling over there? What does it do for the fan base in Ireland and maybe even international games as a whole?
Look, there's so many great people in Ireland that work really hard in this sport. When we have week 0 over here and we see, Bill Belichick walking into Marion Square Park at 4:00 on a Friday afternoon, it's just mental. But we get to kick the season off. And I know there was games last night, and I seen the show yesterday. But we get to kick it off week 0, and it ends obviously with ESPN's first Super Bowl in LA. And to start it in Dublin is very special. We've got this game obviously tomorrow between UNC and TCU, and to have Pitt against Wisconsin next year is special. And I feel like the connection that we obviously have to North America, a lot of people, including yourself, Patrick, with Irish heritage, it's very, very cool. And to have two schools here this weekend that have actively talked about that, it's special. And all I want now, and all we want, is a big game on Saturday to have the start of what I hope is going to be the best season yet.
Yeah, it is going to be the best season yet, I do believe. Maybe the biggest as well. And I think to kind of add on to your point, the Irish people, from our understanding, would like football. Like, we think the Irish people would enjoy American football. Like, the mentality. What's this sport?
Hurling.
What's this sport here? Where I got the ball here. What's this one?
So I have to blame my dodgy FaceTime connection, but I think it's a sliver, a hurling ball.
Yes.
I'm nearly certain, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's exactly what it is. Yes, thank you. Hurling. A lot of physicality. It is pretty physical sports over there. And obviously, everybody thinks about soccer, but like rugby, everything. This sport is big, and there's spectacular plays. I think Ireland can be a great showcase of what football can do internationally. How about flag? Are you guys doing a lot of flag football over there? And do you think that helps internationally or no?
The NFL has invested flag football starter kits in every school across the entire island. And I was watching your show from Westfield, Indiana a few weeks ago and seeing young boys and girls from Cork in Ireland. And I think they give you a flag, and that was pretty special. It's growing here exponentially. We've got our own female league now, the Prada League, and obviously...
Oh, J.R. Mahon's too many good times.
Yeah. No. Unbelievable.
We got a lot of good service. We have a lot of good times. But your connection might be shit.
Every school, they put out
kid gets like a
flag
flag
football
kit?
kits. Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
incredible.
That's a good idea.
That'll change the game. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, because I do believe that is a culture that if they knew more about the sport, they would enjoy it. I think they would enjoy it. So getting it in front of them is a big deal. I like that McQuaid was like, hey, just as an international, let's get Aaron Donald down there, okay? I don't know how often we get a chance to see maybe greatest player of all time. Whenever it's all said and done, we like to maybe let the Aussies kind of see what's going on at the top of the food chain. Him and Myles Garrett in Australia, debuting at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, MCG, which obviously Aussie rules football and cricket home.
Prime time.
Place is going to be packed out. Just like Ireland's going to be for UNC, TCU. Now, I don't think it's the best connection yet.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah,
That'll happen.
Far away.
Hey, McQuaid, we love you, man.
Love you, McQuaid.
Love you, McQuaid.
Sláinte, McQuaid.
Oh, to have a baby Guinness right now, Jared.
Maybe next year, boys.
I wish I didn't think of it.
Maybe
Yeah,
next year.
maybe
Pitt,
next
Wisconsin.
year. Let's Pitt, Wisconsin.
I was going to say, we probably take that one off, too.
This would have been the one. Bill Belichick out there. What's going on with everything else happening over there?
What do you mean? Like what?
What?
It feels like, do they have a general manager over there? What?
Not right now, but Bill's used to doing both jobs, so I don't think that affects him that much.
And we hope Steve's okay because he's doing both of those jobs as well.
Lombo, I hope you get an answer at some point. Here,
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, if it's terrible, we'd like to say
sorry in advance.
we take the claps back, okay, in this entire thing. But a lot of people are dancing on grave, very loudly.
Big
It's like,
time.
it's been a long time. Have we gotten any?
People are saying tomorrow's a must-win already, acting like he may be fired if they get clobbered by TCU.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, live from J.R. Mahon's in Dublin, Ireland. Friend of the program from Pro Football.
Yeah, Ireland.
Ladies and gentlemen, saying it's going to be the
best season yet.
And maybe even the
greatest season yet.
And maybe also
just a superfluous crack, boys.
The biggest.
The biggest and best season yet.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael McQuaid.
Hey,
McQuaid.
How you doing? A good.
Lads, if this cuts off again, it's on me. But I've got Rob and John here who want to say hello.
What's the crack, boys? What's the crack, lads? Good to see you, lads.
They can't hear you, but they're very, very happy, man. Yeah, sorry, guys. Flag football's great. Football's great. Best season yet, lads. Week 0 tomorrow.
Exactly what we thought.
Well said.
Tell us a little bit about what your expectations are for North Carolina and TCU over there. Obviously, the North Carolina Tar Heels, since Bill Belichick has gotten there, has been seemingly publicly ridiculed and attacked from the very beginning.
Yes.
He has remained steadfast that, hey, we're building a program here. We got to get a recruiting class. They got a quarterback in from Wisconsin. They transfer in. He's going to be starter. What do you expect from them, and what do you expect from TCU?
I'm really excited to see North Carolina tomorrow because even when it was coming back on again, you're hitting the nail on the head. Bill Belichick is under pressure. TCU had a pep rally, and the AD was saying, we haven't came here to lose, and the fans are definitely up for it. Billy Edwards, I think, has only played one full season without injury in college football. That's going to be interesting to see. And we know how good Demon June could be in terms of the run game. TCU is really interesting. Sonny Dykes has been so good with us all year, giving us time, talking to us for the last number of 5 or 6 months, every other month, and having the crack really. He's obviously got a new OC, as you said. He's lost his quarterback, so I'm excited to see Judy Craig come in. Excited to see what can happen. I think they might lean on the run game a good bit tomorrow, but I think anybody here, especially the NFL heads here, maybe converting themselves to college heads, are just looking for a tight, a close, and in my case, I want a high-scoring game. I want if you remember Nebraska Northwestern a few years ago, it was 34-31 or something. I want a classic in Dublin to pick off the best season yet, plans. That's the plan.
And maybe biggest season yet. And Ty had to run really quickly in the middle of your great answer there because he might be having the messiest shite.
Yeah,
bit of a crack.
Yeah, he is having a bit of a crack in there alongside the toilet.
Worst poop yet.
And we're pulling for him. We are certainly pulling for him. I love that you get a nice sip there of the Mahin's stout. Yeah. You didn't split the
After that.
You didn't split the JR.
You know what? Just while we have reception here, because they said it, I get about 7 messages a week about this. 2 years ago this week, you guys were about 5 meters away in this bar. It went international, viral. So I'm going to ask for every Irish person, every European NFL college football fan, when are you guys coming back? I mean, if we get game day, great. Forget about that if needs be. Get back over here, lads. You'll pack the place out. So when's it going to happen?
I'll tell you, I had a great time. Maybe too much fun. I'll tell you.
So you mark us down for next year. You're turning 40, right?
Yeah.
40 in Ireland. You know what they say.
No, 41 I think we should do. Pitt, Wisconsin, I don't think we should go.
Pitt for Nardus?
I don't think it matters who's playing.
I think do it in June or July, or even just before, just after you come back from vacation. It doesn't have to be week 0. It would be great if you could. But I mean, you've got roots in Antrim, Pat. People over here would love to see you guys do Belfast, Dublin, Galway, Cork, Kerry.
You think I'm gonna survive? You think I'm gonna survive how many days? Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right.
We'll sort you out.
You guys are the greatest. I'm happy that you guys are going to put on a showcase here to start the biggest and best season yet. And we appreciate you joining us, man. Good luck over there.
Thank you. I'll see you in LA, guys. Let's have the best season yet. Yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah. Sláinte to you and all the lads, please. Make sure we tell it. And for the trad band, hey, lads, and for the trad band, need to hear a hop, 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 hop.
Hold on. We got the jersey as well.
Oh, jeez. All right, you're the best.
These guys are good.
See you, lads.
Yeah.
Michael McQuaid.
Bob Mahan.
How many days did he want me to stay over?
I think he was thinking like a month in Ireland.
That's kind of
next year.
Like.
It felt like that. We were only there for 36 hours. I learned a lot about me over there.
Yeah, we can run a 36-hour trip back again. We can't do the island tour, from what it sounds like McQuaid wants us to do, but a nice Thursday to Saturday.
That's too long.
Thursday to Saturday.
Well, we leave on Thursday.
Okay.
We get there Friday, show on Friday, leave Friday night, Saturday afternoon.
It didn't sound like we had to do the show.
Yeah, it just sounds like we just got to kind of go over there and do it.
Like take a picture.
I would recommend to everybody to go over there and do it. Okay, I would.
It's like Vegas.
1,000%.
It was fucking incredible.
One of the greatest 36 hours of my entire life.
And like the bars are just nothing like American bars. You know, old school. You're literally walking into like families' pubs that have been there for a long time. Locals have been like walking through there their entire, and then you come in, and obviously American. Very lucky that people knew we were coming. Obviously the Mahin boys and Seamus, we were Seamus.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, and McQuaid, a lot of people were like obviously taking care of us walking into these places. We were very loud. I mean, it was happening, but we had a fucking blast. I mean, and we were picking up people. It looked like kind of when Forrest Gump was running.
Exactly.
Like people just started like gathering around. It was like we were picking up people. It was maybe one of the best pub crawls yet. I would say.
Same mindset out of all the people in Ireland too, and everyone's just trying to have a good time, especially with being a host city. Or we talk about it with India all the time. It's a great host city for things, no matter what it is. Feels like Dublin and just Irish culture and people in general are very similar to that.
And the football games have been good.
They've been great.
And I like the way he's angling it because he should be as a person who is from Ireland and trying to build Pro Football Ireland. It's like we kick off the entire season, and then you guys end. And he said, I heard you guys talking about FCS. Okay, yeah. All right, kind of kills what I'm pitching here. Okay, kind of kills what we're talking about.
I get what he's saying.
We kick off the entire season, and then it ends at the Super Bowl. I like that Ireland's doing that. Shout out. I do wonder what the fan bases are going to look like in the stands.
Very curious, yeah. I mean,
pretty good.
TCU, you wonder.
Maybe you use it as a trip.
Yeah, use it as a reason to go out there. Like Georgia Tech and Florida State when we were out there, both, on the East Coast. So
what was that, like 30,000 in the stands? I forget.
Something like that.
I think that's what the stadium holds. I think it's like, 40,000 maybe? I forget how big it is.
I forget, too. I know one of the kids is from Ireland who's on North Carolina. They asked Belichick about it, and his entire town went to Dublin for this game.
Yeah, Derry, I think he was.
Yeah, Derry County or something. Derry, someone.
Shout out Finn Balor, by the way.
Shout out.
J.D. McDonough, Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
of course.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Sheamus, who we mentioned already.
Sheamus, once again, deserves another mention.
Yep.
Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
He wants us to go do a workout with him, AJ.
Yep.
You should do that.
Did you guys know the NFL hates America?
That was not a part of the Corpo thing. I was a part of the. Which is
it's part of that conversation.
What do you mean?
We're supplying these countries, helping them getting better at flag football, while we're trying to win a gold at the Olympics.
Okay, so I don't know if every school in America is getting flag stuff too, though.
Well, either way, it shouldn't be an even playing ground.
Oh, I think they're trying to grow the game, though. I think that is something.
Yeah, and they're arming other countries with ammunition to take us down at the Olympics.
What if it was Italy?
If they gave them 50% and then America 50%, I'd be okay with that.
Okay, you just don't like that they're making it as accessible as they seemingly are to every school in Ireland. That's
awesome.
That is an incredible move. That's smart. I don't know who decided on that, but that feels like a really good decision. Let's make it as easy to access as possible. All it takes is what, I guess, one massive shipment to each country and then just have the government pass it out and deliver it everywhere?
I mean, we got one of those boxes over there, too. It's not a large amount of stuff. You could send a bunch of shit.
You can get 5 balls.
Yeah.
100 flags, 200 flags. And obviously the flags can work on boys and girls.
Yeah, easy to...
and they're survivable. They're not shittily made.
8 cones for end zones?
Good idea.
Yeah.
Flag football is going to do a lot for football internationally. I think it's a good idea. And these balls are perfect.
Yeah,
so nice.
Yeah, they are. I took one from the Indy event. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so you did take a ball. We thought we had a ball somewhere.
Thief.
Yeah, we
Someone actually threw it to me and said, "Take this." And I said, "Sweet," and we use it every day.
Okay, it's good ball. It's great throwing ball. It's and you can kick this.
It's kind of like the For the Brand, very similar to the For the Brand black ball I have that we've worn out.
It is Baby Duke. This is Baby Duke, and I assume it's the same supplier as what we were selling. But I'll let them deal with the logistics. This is the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good ball. And if every country has it, kids are going to start kicking this too. Mm-hmm. So it's only a matter of time before this game becomes the number 1 sport in the world.
It already is. My brain.
My brain too. Well, they did a study on your brain, I think.
Oh no, they're not getting in there.
Would you like to offer your brain up for research? Absolutely not. I don't want anybody to know anything about this.
I don't. Yeah, you know what? That is something I haven't really thought about.
Can I clear my cookies first, please?
Yeah, good call.
What if they could? Eventually, they will be able to tap into your dead brain and say, relive his whole life through. Mm-hmm. You think you'd be able to do that?
I mean, I have a pretty good memory. Who's doing what? They're reliving my life? Somebody is?
I'm saying, with technology at some point, because they say, hey, you could tap into their brain once they die, and then you could, hey, here's a 10-minute version of the whole dude's life.
Oh, like how life flashes before your eyes. You just kind of record that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess some people could say, hey, just let them see the good stuff, and some people say, let them see everything.
Oh, you think there's people that are signing docs on what's allowed, what's not allowed? It's kind of an agreement.
Probably.
I hope people get a chance to see my shit. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Kind of live there for a little bit. Just read how terrible of a person you are for 2-3 days, and it'll kind of cool off. It'll be good times. Kind of ride that wave, and then more bullshit will come out that's not real, and then boom, you're the worst person of all time. Again, from the same people, and also you picked up a new group of people that are reading something that's not real about you and hate you for it. So, and you can correct them at some point, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll change their opinion with it is. That'll be fun. People get to read that. And then also, good moments is we get to experience sports all the time.
Bingo.
It would be a great time to read through that. Sure. I'm so incredibly lucky for all of it. We all are. And as this football season does kick off tomorrow, week 0, legit, let's have the biggest and best season yet.
Yeah. Amen. Let's do it.
And Ty might be having the biggest and wettest
poop yet.
He could be. I mean, he is. There's nowhere near coming back.
Gone for multiple minutes.
There was a lot of cheese on his omelet this morning, and I actually looked at him and said, like, I'm a little worried about this, right?
And what'd he say? No, I only had 3 Red Bulls today.
He's always worried about it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, I know how bummed out he was that he couldn't do Michael McQuaid to Michael McQuaid.
True.
Like, him getting up and leaving in the middle of that, just, I know was a heartbreaker. We're going to have McQuaid back on again, I think.
For sure, recap the weekend. I do know it was a euphoric feeling for Ty and many of us here just to hear McQuaid say, best season yet. Yeah. So he did get that at least before he left.
And he hit biggest at one point
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
which I liked. I like that. Get a phone call from somebody that probably read a headline just asking him, hey, what happened here? What happened here? Just need to know that. Pretty important person. Give me a call right now. Hey, just know everything's good, man. I don't hate anybody right now, actually. Whoa. 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 I do. There's a lot of people, actually, that I do. But there's, everything vibe's going real good in the football season. Hey, man, Ty.
Yeah.
Oh, McQuaid's on? Fuck.
Sorry, he fucking nailed it.
You know what? I know it. You didn't even have to.
No.
You just bailed on McQuaid with no poop?
Absolutely not.
Is that no bull poop? No Thai poop there?
No, I'm on antibiotics right now. This fucking nagging cough that seemingly is never going to go away. I'm just going to deal with it the rest of my life. But one of the side effects is hellacious diarrhea, unfortunately. So,
and you already kind of
hellacious.
Yeah, it is hellacious. I mean, I took a massive shit earlier this morning before I ate anything. Didn't even really have anything for dinner last night. There's really nothing you can do. It kind of just produces on its own. But, I did do something crazy in there. I wiped my fucking ass, I washed my hands, and I flushed the toilet.
Wow.
That is crazy. It
That's
sounds
rare.
Can't take that for granted.
Exactly.
Not anymore. Not with adults. There's multiple people.
We still don't know. We still have not gotten to the bottom of this.
I think everyone's kind of got a good idea.
We all know what happened.
I got to look Mitt in the eye. I don't know. I believe Mitt, I think.
Okay.
No one was saying.
Okay, so you just...
I'm saying you guys were inferring that Mitt was the guy
Diggs
for a
was.
while, and Mitt, how he was like, he wasn't defensive. He was just stern, like, come on.
Yeah, Mitt's watched, first 48 and all that stuff. Mitt knows. Mitt's no dummy. He's grown up.
Playing chess.
Yeah, he gets what's happening. That's not me saying I think it was Mitt, one of the two. I'm just saying, like, just because Mitt gets portrayed as, whoa, and he is certainly, whoa, there are some things where he's actually, locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Really?
What's that?
Yes, 100% locked in.
On what, Foxy?
Every single morning he helps with this show, and he's locked in.
He's gigantic asset. Gigantic asset. Now, does he potentially and turn on a shower in the morning when he doesn't think anybody else is around? Heads over, shoeless, takes a poop in a very small stall just because it was the first one. Doors open anyway, so this thing's basically a back of a pickup truck. He's tailgating in this thing. Doesn't matter how small it is. Does he poop while a shower? And then he sees the steam from the shower get to him. And he's like, oh, no, I've been here forever.
Building's going to burn down.
Yeah, so then he gets up without wiping, and he goes right to the shower. He's like, oh, this is going to be a sauna, too. I didn't know that. Shuts that thing. And then he's not worried about the, wiping the butt. And he completely forgot because he had been sitting on that toilet for at least 10 minutes after poop was finished.
Sure.
On phone. Probably couldn't feel feet anymore, actually, that were barefoot.
Crawled over.
Is that a potential possibility?
I didn't think about that. Now that when you lay it out like that, I guess Mitt is back in the conversation.
Definitely, yeah. And I'm not saying he's a definite yes. I'm just saying I don't think anybody's walking around without wiping their butt with that poop that came out of that thing. So there had to be some sort of cleaning that took place. Did they waddle over to the other stall? Maybe. But this one feels like a potential heading right to the showers. Oh, no, the shower's still on, man. That whole thing. Chance. But you say you looked him in the eye, and he said no, so maybe not.
He did convince me, but now that was before I was presented that theory. So
exactly, and I think big pop out of him actually. See, now he started to think maybe it was me. Shit, I could have completely forgot about that poop. There's a lot of those potential theories. I mean, Bone, just in general, that's a theory.
Yeah,
that
if he could fit.
They need to feel comfortable to come forward, though. Whoever it is should say this is a safe space. You should feel comfortable now. Like no one's going to be upset.
See,
it's not a safe space though. Because remember what Ty and Connor said. Ty and Connor said that Ty said he wanted to get a sword heated up so he could sear off their penis.
Mm-hmm. I did say that, and honestly, I still believe that way.
So nobody's coming forward.
It's too late because if they come forward now, it's just like, okay, so you're just a coward. Like you knew you did it this entire time, and you let the whole thing play out for a week.
So never.
So you're just an absolute coward loser.
Right.
Don't want to talk to you or see you for the rest of my life.
Now Bone could have done it, by the way, because he could then have the out of I couldn't fit in there ever, and it's like, well, maybe Bone, in a moment of like, I'm going to get these guys, man, does that to throw everybody off the scent. There's a chance that could be Bone. Now, we tried to check the cameras to see who walked in and out of the area. Bone has not been seen on those cameras multiple times, which has been a surprise to everybody. So I guess you could clear his name, but he might be dropping in from the top.
Yeah, you never know. But that was the one thing.
In the vents?
When Bone's taking a dump, it looks like, when you're going to Kroger and buying like a 5-pound ground turkey, like ground beef, like a big, it didn't
log.
It's not, yeah, exactly.
You go into a used porta-john.
Exactly.
He brings scissors.
Yes, that's been baking in there all day. Like that's what you expect out of Bone, not
bring scissors in.
Yeah.
Cut.
Because he knows it's not going to go down otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's passed the setup, the cautionary flush.
Yeah, he's passed that. He knows
got pasta
that.
scissors.
Yeah, his logs are that. I mean, sometimes even a skewer if he needs
All
to.
right, let's have a weekend. We're never going to find out who it is.
There's head trimmers for
There's so many theories, dude. We're never going to know exactly. But if you keep looking people in the eye and you got feelings, please let me know. I'd like to know any other ideas. Boys in the back, great work this week.
Hey, boys.
Work, lads.
Cowboys.
Mitt, graphic design boys, really good work this week.
Work, lads.
Talks to the table. I think they know who they think did it. Sounded like Zito, Tim, way to go! Hey, way to go!
Work,
Facilities, ideas, lads. Talks to the table. Way to go this week. Really,
Thank you, lad.
You too, man.
You guys played in a celebrity softball game this week.
Man,
That was this week. Yeah.
Holy
that was
shit.
fun.
That
It was fun.
That was a good time. That hoodie's sick, by the way.
Yeah, this
Seeing it in person.
Yeah, Johnny and Maddie Gaudreau
Oh, sweet.
Foundation. I said I was going to take one of everything. Turns out they're ahead of it. They shipped it all here. I didn't see it yesterday. Thank you so much for all of it. But I would like everybody to go support, cool family.
Hats fit.
Hats are great.
Yeah, great hats.
Great hats. Good logo. They got a USA Hockey logo, so it's it's a good logo. It's hard to find like those types of just simple things. They got a camo one with the USA Hockey logo right here.
Money.
Yeah. It fits my head. I got a gigantic dome piece, which is very abnormal. It is at the tail end of the cloth back part, but it fits good. Going to wear that probably all year. This hoodie, unbelievable.
Yep.
I have to cut the sides of these things, though, AJ. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what is it? What for? Like it's just too tight around? Like what do you mean?
The way I'm built, it's just like these things will just start riding up to my nipples. It just because I'm built like a spark plug. You know what I mean? So it's just like these things start down here and then they just start working. They're Alex Honnold. These things, they just climb right up to my tits, and it's just not good. So I got to kind of cut and let that thing loose because the way I'm built, with the caboose that is there, with the rib cage, with the way I'm built here, just kind of doesn't work. But you cut the sides, it's really nice, really, really good. Happy to support. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, AP Town. Way it goes, week time.
Thank you. Way to go, lad. Not my best, but I appreciate your kind words.
It was your best. If this goes in, biggest and
best season yet. Oh, hell of a throw, lad.
This one. Smaller. That was the same problem we had with the Baby Duke, too.
Yeah.
They definitely get it from the same supplier.
Just part of it.
Still a perfect ball. All right, we can't thank all of you enough. We love all of you. We appreciate all of you. And I'll tell you what, scheduling a potential live performance 2 days before the first college game day in Louisiana. Might have been a bad decision. We'll have updates on that. I don't know if that one's happening. We might have to punt that one later in the football season, AJ. I'm learning about rehearsals and all this type of stuff. Yep. It's like, who has...
Yeah, it's a big. I mean, yeah, live performances would be. I think there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, I'm learning in real time. There is a lot that goes into that, and I'm like, oh no, I've made a grave mistake here. I don't know where that time's coming from that we are going to need to do. So that one might get punted into the season with a little bit more time to potentially prepare. So if you were going to come, just know Thursday, September 3rd, next week. Just floating plans.
Okay.
Floating plans. Rehearsal. Did you think about? I didn't think one time about rehearsal. Turns out, like when there's really, really, really talented musicians, they probably don't need it as much as you need it. And this is much like the Vinatieri situation. My first time holding in a game was for Adam Vinatieri in my rookie year. If a kick was missed, nobody was saying it was Adam Vinatieri. It's probably this fucking asshole. Mm-hmm. So Vinatieri took that very seriously and was like, hey, I'm not letting you, okay? The musicians that were scheduled to be a part of this are like the fucking, the best.
Yeah.
Musician. The best
musicians. Yeah.
And it's like, they really were like, can we like maybe get, and I didn't even think.
Like a little sound check at least, something?
See, exactly. Can we get a sound check? Can we get a rehearsal? How about the set? Can you put together I'm like, yep, yep.
Awesome.
You got it. Rehearsal, what all do we need? Well, we're also going to need these instruments, obviously, and this type of equipment to do rehearsal. It's like, okay, yep, I'll certainly go through that. Holy fuck, we got game day on Saturday in Louisiana. And, it's just, we might have to punt this one a little bit down into the season where we can maybe have a little bit more preparation for maybe the biggest thing of all time. I had no idea how much goes into this, but let's just keep that one floating.
Okay. Okay.
Let's keep that one floating. Probably going to get punted down the road. It would definitely happen this season. Maybe more songs. People will love that. We love all of you. Be a friend, tell a friend, something. AJ, great work out of you. Thank you for traveling out here.
Great work, Gage.
Good work, Hawk.
53-0, unbelievable. Be a friend, tell a friend, something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. Have the greatest weekend of all time. You guys are the best. Team on me, team on three for the good of sport, baby. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.